Now, I'm going to ask you questions about the people you are meeting. So make sure you are meeting them. You remember them. You remember what they do. Nobody's even trying to meet me, right? I'm just standing here. Nobody's even making an attempt. Okay, we have 1 more minute to meet new people. One. So we are still meeting. I want to give us just 1 more minute to meet new people that are coming in. Just 1 more minute. Okay, so there's this trick about meeting people. Like I said, when you tell them who you are, what to do, and you have to leave a lasting impression, something they will so that you don't see them somewhere else next week and you're like, I think I know this person. So I hope we left that lasting impression that the person you met, the persons you met will remember you by, right? Okay, so while we are, so I want to ask, If this is your first speaker series, if this is the first time you're attending a speaker series, let me see your hand. This is the first time you attend. Wow, let's give them a round of applause for people that have been here before. Come on, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. Now, if this is your second speaker series, the person that has, okay, second speaker series, let's give them a round of applause. Thank you. And if you have been attending speaker series, right? If you have been attending since season 1, season 2, this is season 3, let me see your hand. If you have been attending all the speaker series, and there's a gift for you. If you have been attending the old speaker series, I'm not talking about the, no, you don't. So if you have attended all the 3 speaker series, wow. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to keep my. So the people that attended, let me see. Okay, I remember this. Your name? Just remind me your name. Tano. Yes. So he spoke in the last speaker series. Can you just in 2 minutes the topic, the theme of the last series? So remember series, the theme or of any other speaker series that we had. If you remember the theme or the topic, there's a gift, so there's a gift available for you to do. Nobody. Wow. So Sharon, do you remember the theme of the last speaker series? You said, wow. Okay. So I'm going to give us grace 10 minutes. So this today we are talking about branding brilliance and mastering marketing for unstoppable success. And we're expecting some people that are going to speak to us, and there are people that branding has helped them move forward in industries in their own market space, right? And I hope we're ready and we are open-minded to receive and to learn and grow, so that we'll be able to grow own brands as well, right? So, like I said, my name is Oluwafemi, and I hope we are with me. We seemed distracted. Okay, I hope we're all with me. Like I said, my name is continue, right? For people that were, let's see the hand of somebody that was here the last one. There's a question I asked, and I want to ask again. You were here last one, but so I asked that, what do I do? I mentioned what I did last time. Do you remember? Do you remember that I asked the question? Do you remember the answer? No. Okay. Thank God. But for every question, okay, for every question that I'm going to be asking, there's a gift attached to it, right? So let's get ready for that. So as we start, we're going to be starting with the opening remark, right? Opening remark from the uh,
any brand, some of them global. But the funny thing is that more often than not, when you look at their background, when you actually look at the story, when you look at where they started from, you would never think that they become global. Take Apple, for instance. I will talk about Microsoft. Some of them started from their parents' garage. But one thing that is common to every one of them is that they will be deliberate of branding. They will be deliberate in branding both the founders and the business. I welcome you once again. I'm so sorry I can't be with you in person, but I'm connecting with you through this video. I'm connecting with you online, even as we speak. I'm there with you. I want you to get ready for a very exciting afternoon. An afternoon where you're going to have meaningful deliberation. You're going to have networking that will take you to another level. You're going to meet people of like minds, and you're going to go away with something that will transform not only you, but your business. I welcome you once again to today's speaker series, and I know the afternoon is going to be quite insightful. It's going to be insightful for learning, and it's going to be insightful for meeting and networking. This is your stage for success. I welcome you to mastering your branding and to building purpose-driven businesses. Get ready to take off. Enjoy the event. I'll see you next time. Take care.
Okay, please, let's give that a round of applause. Yeah, thank you so much. So briefly before we go on, we're going to do a little bit of questioning and answering, about branding. So what do we think branding is? Anybody? So what do we think branding is? She mentioned something that branding is you. So how you present yourself, the way you present yourself into your business, the way you present your whatever thing you're marketing. I was telling somebody that as a fashion designer, I ventured into fashion design, right? And it will not make sense for a fashion designer to come out with a torn cloth, right? Does that make sense? No. And it will not also make sense for a caterer, somebody that cooks, to make a food that is not tasty without help the brand of that person at all, right? So what do we think branding is, and how do we think branding affects our business, affects our what we are trying to project? So anybody, I need a second mic, please. So anybody, anyone? Well, I know some people that I can call by name. So anyone, what do you think branding is, and how does it affect your business? Branding and how it affects your business, what you're trying to project. Dipo. Yeah, Dipo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, so branding helps you to tailor the narrative of your, either personally or your company, helps you to tailor the narrative into what you want your consumers, your audience to perceive.
Okay, into what you want your consumer to perceive, right? So if I'm in a, let's say, how do I brand a business of selling palm wine, right? Palm wine is not as exotic as champagne, right? So there's a branding for champagne. So how do I brand a palm wine business? And I'm from Ekiti State. If you go to Ekiti, palm wine sells more than champagne. Before you see one champagne, you will see 800 shops of palm wine, right? So how do let's say I want to open a normal business selling palm wine in Ekiti, and how do I become, how does my business become more seen, right? More attractive than the other businesses? Like I said, I'm from Ekiti. Now, Ekiti is like, I don't want to say Ekiti is a local place because, I I am from Ekiti. I'm not local, right? So, but Ekiti is more, no, compared to Lagos, Ekiti is still, you get what I'm trying to say. So how do I make my palm wine business grow in a place where there are a lot of palm wine sellers? So how do I brand my business as a palm wine seller?
All right, thank you.
So you tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Soji.
Okay.
First, in our own local language, yeah, branding means you can call branding packaging.
Packaging, right.
And straight to your question, how to brand palm wine, for instance, where we have many people selling it, and I want my own to be different. So the first thing I need to do is to do little research about palm wine.
Okay.
Is to write out all the benefits of palm wine that champagne may not have.
Right.
By the time I get out all the health benefits of palm wine, and I begin to label it and list it, you understand? So I get the same palm wine, I package it, that you call branding, you understand? And I project it to people. By the time people now know that if you drink palm wine, you are actually taking a lot of vitamin A that may help your eyes instead of intoxicating you. So I'm going to be positive about the palm wine than being
negative about it.
Thank you.
I mean, good. Please, let's give him a round of applause. You know, even one, I don't drink palm wine, but I will just mention that it helps your eyes. I have to start trying it. I have to, no, that's a really, really good branding strategy. Right? Some people just think that palm wine will just intoxicate you and make you start to misbehave. But now, with the point of it help you. Now, I use glasses, right? So if I start drinking palm wine, that this is going to help my eyesight, won't I drink it? Yes. You know, when my sister gave birth some months ago, and she was unable to breastfeed because there was no water. I don't know that. So somebody now said that she should start drinking palm wine and milk, that it will help. I've never seen palm wine in that light before. So I could start a business of selling palm wine to pregnant women or people that are just nursing with the sole purpose of helping their breasts to have milk. And then I will brand it in such a way that every pregnant woman will want to buy my palm wine. Right. So that's all about branding. That is everything. The way you showcase whatever you have for people to want it, for people to want it more than the other person selling it. So that's just what branding is about. So I'm going to be inviting somebody to talk to us in 20 minutes about branding. Is a marketing executive, and he has so much to tell us. And I'm sure you're going to. I want us to like art and just so that you will learn something to build your business, not just your business, to build your own personal lifestyle. There's something people know you for, right? Not about business. There's something people know you for. Maybe people know you for there's some people, there's what people perceive about them. Femi is an abusive person. And normally I'm not an abusive person, but they have branded me in that way. So there are ways I've branded you that you might learn to, you are going to learn how to rebrand yourself, right? Rebrand your business, rebrand those things that you own. So I'm going to be inviting Mr. Oreoluwa Emmanuel is going to be talking to us for 20 minutes about branding. Please give him a round of applause as he comes forward. Please, let's keep it going. A round of applause, please. Thank you so much.
All right, family. Good morning or good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. My name is Oreoluwa Emmanuel. That's just the short. Okay, what do I do? I'm an image consultant and a brand strategist. Yes. So I major in personal development and all like that. So I am a strong believer and I'm a Christian. And before I go on, I don't know if you permit me, can we pray? Is that fine? I know this is I know this is a gathering for professionals and all like that, but see then that a man be diligent in his work, he shall not stand before men, but stand before kings and queens. All right, please, can we just bow? Our Heavenly Father, we bless you. We thank you for this afternoon. We thank you for the knowledge that is going to be poured out to us. And we thank you that you are going to go ahead and speak to us. We're here to speak about things that matters to our destiny. Please help us in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All right. I'll try my possible best to make this very, very interesting and interactive. All right. So we are here to speak about branding brilliance, mastering marketing for unstoppable success. All right. Okay. Let me story. All right. Let me tell you a quick story. So while growing up, I left my parent at a very, very young age. Through boarding school and all like that. So I had to fend for myself and make sure that I'm on top of my game at all times. All right. So growing up, I came to the realization that if I don't stand up, all right. So I think this mic is failing. Please help me. Yes. So if I don't stand up for what I believe in, I mean, nobody's coming to my head. All right. And then I'll take you there. I know we're going somewhere. We're going somewhere. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I think we're good. Do I have attention? All right. So I've done so many things. I've done so many. I think it's because I'm moving around. Yes. It's because I'm moving around. Okay. So I just feel like I need to like come into. So I've done so many businesses. I have things for you. All right. All right. Can I use my voice? Can I use my voice? Are we recording? Is it going to affect? It's going to affect. So sorry. Okay. So they said we are recording. So for I hope. Whew, God help us. Amen. All right. I should just continue. Yes. Okay. So I came to a realization that if I don't take responsibility for my destiny, all right, I might be going down the ditch at the end of the day. Okay. Fast forward. I started my business 2019. I started my business 2019. And then I'll tell you, like, for 2 years, my business was scratching the ground. And this is why I'm going to tell you the story, because many of us right now, we're in that space. We started something, but we are scared. We are scared to like move forward. We are scared to take the next step. We feel like the next step that we're going to take, it's going to be too big for you to handle. All right. It's going to be too big. So there are two things that is very, very important that is involved in decision making and destiny making. All right. It is having to make a decision to start and the tenacity to continue. So the tenacity to continue is what we call consistency. All right. Many of us have a dream, but we don't have what we call consistency. Consistency is what will take your brand from that point where you are right now to that point where you want to be. Am I with you? Am I catching you? All right. So we all have that dream. The reason why I'm telling you, so I'm not here to bore you, yes? So I think I have less than 15 minutes to go, so I'll try to shoot. Okay, so I started a business and my business was scratching the ground for like 2 years. I was making a lot of decision. I was doing so much, but not getting so much. Do I get you? I was doing so much. So you feel like you're doing so much, but you're not getting so much. So I'm taking you somewhere. Fast forward to after the pandemic came, yes? So many of us utilize the pandemic. Some people make their most money during the pandemic, and some were just trying to like follow the crowd. Do you know, during the pandemic, everybody was like doing this Shopify, doing Airbnb, doing online stuff. Everybody's just going one way, affiliate marketing, let us go. You get, everybody's, yeah, these businesses are very, very good. All right. But you have to come to that point whereby you can say, this is the uniqueness of my business, for you to now start making the major decision for your business. Right. For example, I will use the very least. Yes. Okay. So I will use the very, very unprecedented example. I sell pop-off, for an example. Yes. I sell it on the street of one of the streets in Ikeja here. Well, let's say Halade, or probably somewhere in Allen or Toyin. I sell it and everyone comes to it. What distinguished my business? What distinguishes my business from the normal person or the normal grandma that sells pop-off for a living just to feed herself and feed her and myself? What distinguishes the two of us? When you make your decision, when you think about it, that thing that distinguishes you from that woman is what we call branding. You are lost. You are lost. I've not started teaching about branding. I've not started teaching about marketing. But when you come to the realization of what makes you stand out from the regular, conventional pop-off seller, yeah, that moment when you realize that your branding has started. Do I get you? Everybody seems so silent. Guy, what's this guy saying? I'll come again so that it sinks in. Then I'll give you like 10 seconds to think about it. Amen. 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 All right. I think I need to come up with a word that everybody can use, and then we can all flow it. I said the point when you, the point, that point, you realize what distinguishes you from the regular conventional person that does what you do. Yes, that point you realize the difference between you and that person. Your branding has started. Okay? Now think about it for like 10 seconds. If you're still confused, don't worry, I will help you. We're getting there. So branding is this. Starting a business. I am doing a business. Everybody, you have competitors out there. You have people that are doing this thing as you. Probably you are selling wares, selling sneakers, or selling maybe even socks or something. Yeah, we all wear these things. We all do these things. I have a lot of people out there doing this thing. The moment you realize what makes you so unique from that person, that regular person that does this, yes, your branding has started. Is that more explanatory? Is that more explanatory? Am I sounding too bold or too manly? Let's try to see if I can come down a bit. Can I come down a bit? Can I come down a bit? All right. So, should I finish my story? Let me finish my story. I started my business. Then I started doing a lot of things to get extra money to do my work, my business. Yes, I started doing a lot of things. And then I was just scratching the ground. I'll tell people I do this. Yeah, I'm a brand advisor, I'm a brand strategist, I'm an image consultant. I started telling people everything. I can tell one single person that I do like 15 things. And then I've not even mastered one. Then I asked myself, what value can I profile? Are you with me? What value can I profile that every other image consultant out there have not started profiling yet? And that's the moment I started branding. Okay. So what I mean now is not the regular things that you will hear. No, you have to. You can just let me know so that I don't like overcall. That's interesting. Amen. Okay, so let's see if I can shoot and then everybody will be fine. What was I saying? What was I saying? Sir, mindset. So I need to deal with the things of the mind first. I think I'm the first speaker, so it's fine. Every other person can come and teach you how to like push, how to do some Instagram ads, some how to utilize LinkedIn to push your business and everything. It's fine. I wish I had more time. I would have taught you those things. All right. But you have to deal with your mind first, because your mind is what will help you to like move from the point where you are right now to the point where you want to be. Are you with me? From the point where you are now to the point where you want to be. Many of us want to take our businesses from the point of $1,000 to $10,000. Then from $10,000 to what? $100,000. All right. So I want you to pay attention to what this thing says. It says mastering marketing for unstoppable success. The first key there is called mastery. Are you with me? Have I lost you? Have I lost you? The first key there is called what? Mastery. So you have to gain mastery in what you have to be sure of what you do first to be able to tell me about what I do. I mean, about what you do. Because if you are not convinced yourself about what you do, you can't sell what you do to me. Did you get that? Did you get that? Yeah. If you can't convince yourself why you need to wear this bracelet, you can't sell this bracelet to me in, and well, this is material thing. So anybody can just say it, oh, well, I love this, let me buy it. All right. But what distinguishes you from that person that sell the I think I have less than like 3 minutes. I'll see how I can just do that. And okay, I'll see how I can just, so mastery, you have to gain mastery at what you do first. Yes. So you can, I mentioned something, I said you can create a lot of, what are they calling it now? You can do Instagram ads and all like that. What happens when your dream customers eventually click that ad and ask you to profile that service that you claim that you profile? Do you know that you can miss your biggest deal because you have not gained mastery over what you have done or what you are doing? Are you with me? Are you with me? I told you that every other speaker can come back later to tell you, I mean, about how to do all this thing. But mastery, the difference between those, are you with me? Please, let me have you. The difference between those that are doing big right now in the industries, in various industries, I want to believe that there are many, many people. Yeah, I mean, I'm very sure that we'll have fashion designers, barbers, all those kind of things. Yeah, don't let me intimidate you. Image consulting is just, it's just let us come brand you. That's all. It's branding. That's just the word. Image consultant is just like a, what are they calling it now? A sugar-coated English word. Yes? Am I with you? Am I with you? So, the difference between Ronaldo, forgive me to enter football, or Messi, and that regular guy that is just starting up in Nigeria somewhere is what? Mastery. Then there is now the game of process. After mastery, there's the game of what? Process. So you can't shoot from 0 to 100. There is a process. You shoot from 0 to 10, from 10 to 20, from 20 to 30, then on and on like that till you reach your dream place. All right, let me wrap up. What am I saying in essence? Are you with me, people? What am I saying in essence? To be best at what you do, all right, you have to gain what? You have to gain what? You have to gain mastery. Once you do that, every other thing will set itself in place. Do you understand? Every other thing will set itself to what? Place. And this is what I mean by mastery quickly. If you want to learn how to, if you want to create ads for your business, you have to gain mastery. You have to know precisely what you have to do to get the customer that you need. Do you understand? You want to get that 1,000 naira deal. You want to close that $1,000 deal. You need to know what exactly to do to get there. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? I hope that I have not wasted your time, and I hope that I've blessed you. Blessings, people.
Yeah, thank you. So please let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Relua Emmanuel. I mean, that was good. You know, we spoke about mastery. You have to be a master at what you do. Or else, I mean, nobody wants the mediocre to work for him, right? If you want somebody to make your clothes, how many of us have seen film, a very, very old Yoruba film? This man, he wanted, he's a tailor, right? So somebody came to him to make a clothes for her. Then he made a clothes. One hand was like this, the other one. Do you remember that film? I think it's a Yoruba film anyway, so. You know, I mean, that, and then now another story about tailor. Something happened last week. No, I'm really to that. So I went to the market to get some materials to make a suit. Then I called one of my, I cannot make suits, right? I called one of my friends. Alpha. No, I called 3 people. The first person said that it will make the suit for 70,000 naira. I'm like, because of why? Now I called another person and he said he will make the suit for 25,000 naira. I will following. Then we now called the that it will make the suit for 15,000 naira. And then we even said that Shekoba 10,000 naira. And man was like, no. So which one do you think we went for? Which one do you think we went for? Normally you want to go for 15. So the first thing I asked that the person that can sew a suit for 15,000 naira, are you sure this person can make a suit? I'm talking about a 3-piece suit and you want to make it for 15,000 naira. Now, me, I don't want to go for the 15,000 naira one because I'm not sure what the person is going to make. Now, so I just want to read something to us about branding. Please just listen for a minute. Process of creating and establishing a distinctive image or identity for a product, right? A product, a service, or your company. It says it involves crafting a unique name, right? Now, a unique name. Naming is important. There's some people that they name their products after them. We have Christian Dior. I think that's the name of the man. You have a name like Shango Tedo. I mean, Orifunke Shango Tedo. I mean, who is going to buy a clothes that the name sounds somehow? So you have to get a name that we capture people. I mean, Christian Dior is a really nice name, right? How many of us agree? It's not like putting Shangote. I mean, I'm not against your name, please. So he said, crafting name, a logo. Your logo too is a branding, right? Your logo saying. Will people understand what you're trying to sell with your logo, right? And then a design and messaging to differentiate and leave a lasting impression on your consumers. It mentioned something that will make your customers come back again and again. It said effective branding aims to build loyalty and all of that. So branding helps you to build trust with your people, then loyalty. They keep coming back. They keep coming back. Some people, they have been making clothes for people, as in there's some people that have been making clothes for a particular customer for 15 years. I don't know other tailors. There are other tailors, but then because you have made a lasting impression, you make your clothes is neatly done. You get your clothes on time, right? So that's how you keep people. It is neat. You get it on time. We trust your quality. You're not going to spoil my clothes. I'm not Tailor Kiki that you spoil people's clothes. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil your clothes. I'm not going to come today, then I'll be, and then I will give you an excuse, right? So from the session we had with Mr. Reliwa, how many of us have any questions? Let's have 5 minutes for questions. Or if there's something you want to, something that, you know, that struck you that you want to just talk about. Questions or to talk about something for just 5 minutes about branding. Oh, okay. So nobody. So right now I'm going to be moving and be calling our second speaker, and he's going to be speaking to us. Okay. So I'll just read his profile for a minute. Now, his name is Dr. Wale Adiagbo. Now, Wale currently serves as the Director of Security Risk Consulting and Advisory Services at the Allogene Group. How many of us know Allogene Group? Yes, that's a big place. Now, Wale has over 20 years of international experience in government, policy, corporate strategy, organizational design and development, security risk management, business continuity and resilience, and change management. Now, risk management, all these things, I mean, they help you. Business continuity. Business, I want us to take note of business I'm pointing out. Business continuity. How do you continue your business if you don't have customers? And how will you have customers if you don't have an appealing branding, right? So I will just go. So Wale has been CEO of many organizations in the UK and Europe, and is well published and lectures internationally, and has taught at universities and colleges across Europe. Wale's doctorate research is in social economics and entrepreneurship. Is a fellow of the Institute of Administrative Management and Chartered Institute of Management, and holds membership of the Chartered Institute of Marketing and Association of Social Economics. Wale is an ambassador of the Third Sector Leadership Center, UK and Europe, coordinating editor for African Thesis online journal and a reviewer for the Academy of Management, USC. I mean, let's give that a round of applause, please. Now, Wale is an associate professor of management in Maltech and London School of Business and Finance, with academic interest in corporate strategy with research focus on policy, enterprise security risk, and socioeconomics. Wale is listed in the 165th edition of Who is Who UK and Europe. Please, let's give that a huge round of applause as I welcome Dr. Wale Adiagbo to take us through. You know, please just keep the clap coming up. Come on. I mean, reading that profile, my head was swelling personally. I see the profile was mine. So in the next few minutes, we'll be having the pleasure of listening to Dr. Wale. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much for that. Don't believe all those things you read, though. They are from ChatGPT and Google. That's actually my boss, not me. So he sent me to come and represent him. How long do I have? About an hour. Okay, I'm going to keep it less than an hour. I've been asked to speak to branding brilliance. And let me make a few confessions before I start. How do you use this thing? I'm not good at this stuff. Does it work? What's the last one? God bless you, sis. Thank you. Now, I'm not a branding expert. So there's already a disconnect between what I know and what I've been asked to speak to. So if all this goes wrong, just blame Gabriel and his team. But if it goes well, just clap for me, okay? And I normally start most of when I speak with this Ellen Keller's quote. And he said, I've made my limitations tools of learning and true joy. What that means is there are so many things I don't know. I have limitations in terms of knowledge. So all those things they read, don't be bothered about that. But I'm happy about what I know, and I'm happy about what I don't know. So I'm going to share my thoughts and my views with you in the comfort of what I don't even know. So walk with me, because along the way, I'm going to challenge you and ask you a few questions. I mean, I don't know whether we clapped well for the gentleman that spoke to us earlier. I did well in setting the scene and giving us the context around branding. But today I'm going to do something slightly different, because my way of teaching, I'm a teacher by trade, by the way, is that I try as much as possible to ensure that you take something away from you from the next 45 minutes or thereabouts. If at the end of the 40 minutes, you don't take something away from this class, sue me to court and I'll pay you in USD, in the official rate, though, not market rate. And what I also will do along the way is I'm going to force you to think. I'm going to force you to challenge yourself as individuals. I'm going to ask you to think about certain things about yourself, your business, your personality, even your home. And I will use some story to unpack some of the things I will tell you, just to make it lighter for me. And I'm hopeful that you also enjoy it. So I've changed the subject slightly to brand psychologists and its underbellies. So what do I really mean by that? Normally when you talk about branding, you look at some big brand like Coca-Cola, Mercedes-Benz, Nike, and the rest, Gucci and Dior. But what most people don't do when they try to teach you about branding is what are the things you must even do before you even start to do your logo and do your branding? So what are the things you must think about that must inform your thought processes? Thank you very much for the earlier session. That will make you to now say, okay, what is branding anyway? What's that all about? So my focus will be stepping back into pre-branding rather than how do you brand. So that when you go out there to brand, most likely you will get it right. And if you already branded yourself, you will challenge even what you've done before. And that's the approach I'm going to take this afternoon. So I'm begging you to please walk with me. I've got quite a lot of slides, but I'm going to skip through some of those too. Please pardon me because of time. I will I will flip quite a few. Don't worry about it. If you want copies, I can send it to you later. I'm not selfish with the little I know. But I'm going to focus more on the underbellies as opposed to the context and the fundamentals. There's no way you can brand your business or yourself if you do not know what is happening in your environment. Any brand that is devoid of your knowledge of what is happening globally and locally will not work, especially because of the new world we find ourselves. Now, along the way, I'm going to get some people to be disrupted in terms of how we sit down, but just hold yourself for that. So I'm going to quickly run through certain things about the world we are in now. What are the things that are keeping world leaders awake at night? Because you're going to situate your business or even yourself as a progressive person, and some of you here could become senators or assembly members and governors tomorrow, or have big businesses and become CEOs. Those are the kind of things that you think about in the boardroom. And I will quickly run through them. I don't want the numbers to scare you off. But let's start with this. Poverty is still a major issue. And Nigeria, sadly, we are part of the 27% that will have a lot of poor people in our environment. So how do you brand when there's poverty all over the land? You attract the kind of stuff that my brother mentioned earlier, when people cannot even afford to have one full meal a day. There's also going to be food insecurity, sadly. I mean, Nigeria, with all our green grasses and everything, we are not going to have enough food to eat because we are not doing enough of agriculture. So where does branding sit in all that? Global warming is something we don't even talk about in Nigeria enough. And normally, yesterday night, I was still in Abuja. At this time of the year, you should be seeing Harmattan. I'm an Ibadan boy. We don't see Harmattan anymore. Something is wrong. And this morning was raining in November. That's not normal anymore because global warming is affecting us. So how do you situate yourself in such a place where you can see that you are green about what you're trying to sell to the populace? Now, we're also not getting very healthier as a people. The level of illness is increasing by the day. In fact, it is claimed that the next few years, about 1 billion of the 7 billion global population will have some mental health issues. So we are not even well. We know well. That is what that is saying, really, to forget about all the grammar. So how do you brand to a market where wellness is quite a challenge? COVID-19 came and he pretended to go, but it's not going. It's still around. In Nigeria, we call it acute malaria. By the time you drink shepherd tea and Fonogai and all those, my brother there is laughing. He knows about those stuff. We kind of had a way to be resilient against COVID-19. So it's still around, and it's costing the world $44 billion to deal with. Social media, I think it was mentioned earlier. Social media, we have 34 million videos a day on TikTok. 34 million a day on TikTok. Over 100 billion WhatsApp chat. I've just done my own 1 billion when I was sitting waiting for my brother. So we all do WhatsApp every, Abby, don't we? 350 tweets, X, per minute. 350,000 per minute. So many of us are busy tweaking our finger on those small machines, Abby. That in itself requires a different approach to how we brand. And of course, at the back of that, we have fake news. Cybersecurity is the new threat facing us. When I was younger, many of you here, I'm sure I'm older than you. When they shout, thief, ole, it's that I've stolen somebody's radio, or maybe my sister's very beautiful handbag, or somebody's TV. But nowadays, have you seen that really? People will steal your data. They will steal your info. They will steal your intel on your phone. So the nature of what we stolen includes brand. People will steal your brand if you're not very careful about it moving forward. And the world global supply chain I won't go into this, a technical one. Since COVID-19 and now we have Ukraine-Russia war, being able to get goods from one country to the other is a major challenge. Children, again, a lot of children are suffering now. If you're watching the news around the Gaza Strip in Israel, the major news on CNN today are children that were captive by Hamas, I think, and are being released back to Israel. So there's a lot of issues about children. Now, we have our own example in Nigeria as well. I know we all blame our government for borrowing money, but it's not them only. The whole world is broke. With Nigeria, we borrowed 87 trillion naira, and there'll be more to come. We're having more refugees also globally, sadly, because of the war that we have. Because currently there are 32 countries having crisis globally, 32. I know we speak more about the Gaza Strip and Ukraine and Russia, 32 countries. So you can imagine if you remember, you are living in that country, how do you brand? Or you want to sell country, how do you brand your good when you're in that kind of situation? And then in West Africa recently, we have some coup d'etat. Then technology now comes in to make things worse. How has it made things worse? In a few places, actually, what we now have is that people are now suggesting that if what we do now, we spend 30%, let me rephrase. If you spend a whole day to do something, in the next few years, machine will take over 8 out of 10 of what you do. That is the new world we're going into. In fact, some people claim, Elon Musk, the Twitter guy who owns Twitter, said recently that very soon, most jobs will be replaced by a machine. Most jobs. And that's the new world we're looking at. So even branding, as we do it, there's certain jobs that we go. A friend sent something to me this morning. There's a machine that can do. So if you are doing painting here now, forget it. That's not a business to go into. There are some major roles that will disappear very soon. Accounting will disappear very soon. Law will disappear very soon. Medicine will disappear to a certain degree because machine will start to do those jobs. So for you who are going into business as entrepreneurs, you must think about the kind of skills you need or the new areas of competency where you will be useful. So your branding, of course, must show the future. But it's not just about technology. When all those things happen, and some of them are already happening, and some of them are being planned to happen, we are also having a change in the way society is structured, the way we relate. Many of you are part of this Gen Z and Gen X, so I won't spend too much time in this area. You are the expert because you're the one living it. 7 out of 10 people in the next few years will be younger people. So when you're branding your business or yourself, you're branding for that population, not for older people like myself. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of trust around. Yesterday, I was in a meeting with a minister, and she was saying part of what the new government needs to do is to rebuild trust in our system. So when you're selling something online or even offline, people must trust. Give an example earlier about, even a hand bracelet. It's not just about the quality of what you're selling. It's also about the trust behind what you're selling. The example given earlier before I started, tailor that can do suit for 70,000, one can do it for 15,000. It's not the price range that confused him. It was the trust around the quality of what he can deliver that said, me, I know they do 15,000 suit. And that's quite important now in the new age. And of course, many of us now transact online. We buy things online. We now use the different model of buying and selling. And therefore, it's changing the dynamics of how we work. The globe, of course, is changing. We have what's going on. And then we still have crime around our space. And this is the new crime, like I said earlier. People digitally stealing from you, not necessarily stealing your physical items anymore, but they're not that worldwide anymore. It's your digital footprint that is important. So we have a new society where it is majorly about me and me alone. It is called the I generation. So when you have things like iPhone, iPad, they are intentional. They're already telling you that you are part of an I society, not society where I can open my door anymore. I start with me and my family. Abi, that's where we live now, isn't it? But when I was younger, it was not like that. And if I offend on the streets, my neighbor will beat me well. And if my neighbor is going to tell my parents, I'll be afraid because I will get triple beaten. They don't even need to know who your parents are. Because you offended, they will deal with you on the streets and you'll be happy. Because that is better than if you go home, because you get triple of that when you get home. It's not the same anymore. So our world is changing. But interestingly, the model of consumers we now see moving into the future are people we call prosumers. What does that mean? Look at that word, pro and zoomer, from production and consumer. It's now suggested that the world will now be a place where those of us who are consuming are also part of the production process. Let me give you an example of a company I ate well, because they're doing too well. Facebook. What does Facebook produce? Who puts stuff on Facebook? We, Abby. So we are the one producing the content for Facebook that is using to do business. So Facebook does not need to do anything, just create a platform. So in developing business for the future, don't think of something that will take you too much energy. No. The world is moving past that. Look at a situation where your customer, your market, are the one producing it. And they produce that content for you that you now sell and make money from. That's the new world. That's the new market. That's the way to think. And because of that, you have young people you now have to deal with who will part and parcel of this. Like I said earlier, we are all on our screens. So we call them screen agers. So do things that people can see on their phone, on their laptop, on their iPad. That's the way to go in terms of new business, and that's the way to go in terms of where you brand. But let me spend just 3-4 minutes on the new normal. What are the things that innovators are thinking about that you also might think, wow, but some of them are not wow anymore. They're actually quite here as I speak. Very quickly, let me skip that. There'll be a time very soon where people will be going on holiday to the space. Nowadays, you go to New York, you go to London, you go to Paris. You don't do people anymore. It's now, imagine that guy on the moon drinking a bottle of beer. Exactly. Sounds funny, but we are getting close to that as a world. Electric flying vehicles become commonplace. When I was young, we used to see that in a sci-fi movie, Abby. Don't be surprised. That's actually a real one somewhere in UAE. Cars that can fly. That's the new world. Drinks, that machine that will make your drink to your taste. So you don't need to go out to the bar and be looking for what do I drink. No. The machine will do that for you. What else? Drone will delivering your eba and amala with ewedu and begiri. Drone will be delivering practically everything. So you don't even need to go anywhere. You don't need to buy a car in the future. Your car share. So you subscribe, you know, as you do Uber, but that Uber will be part of your own property. So what's the point? And you can have any car. It doesn't have to be the same car, but it'll be your part and parcel of the ownership of that car. It's not just car. Some of us are experiencing this already. Movies. You'll be watching a movie, and when it's raining in that movie, you feel rain on top of you. Or when it's winter in that movie, you'll be feeling cold. You have to go and get your jacket. That's the new reality. It's already happening. Devices that can tell you what is going on. My daughter has a fridge. The fridge will tell her your milk is already half. You don't have any bread in the fridge. Your egg has finished. So that's your new shopping list. Fridge tells you that. You don't even need to be thinking of what you need to buy at home. That is the new reality. You'll be surprised. Then buildings will have a different purpose too. In Nigeria, we like to own our own building. But the future is such that building will be multi-purpose. So in the same building, you have this kind of hall, you have hospital, you have restaurant, takeaway, you have chemists, all in the same building. So what they are saying is you actually don't even need to live where you live. Everything will be in the same place. That's the future. I'm going to skip this. It's a bit philosophical. I did philosophy in uni many years ago. So let me quickly skip through that so I don't confuse it more. And let's now go into the more interesting thing. So, right, let's start from that. So if you now want to brand in the new world, you must have a different approach to how you do business. And there's a question I normally ask chief executives of companies when I do this for them. There are three things a business must meet if you really want to survive in this new world I've just painted to you. Three things. The first one is purpose. So, how do you determine whether your business has purpose? Number one, the question to ask is, if I shut down, there's somebody here talking about tailoring and she wasn't comfortable using tailor as an example. If I shut down my tailoring shop today, what will the market miss? A few weeks ago, I was at University of Ibadan and I asked them this question. If you close down UI, as big as UI is, with all it's been around for the 60s, shut down that university and say, forget it. No more UI. What will you miss? What will we miss in Nigeria? And they were worried. And the moment you cannot identify what people will miss when your business is not there, it means your business does not have purpose. Let me give you an example. MTN. If MTN shuts down today, what are we going to miss? Somebody already said, me, I'm already in trouble. The only number I have is MTN. My internet is MTN. Everything is MTN. Of course, maybe in the next 24, 48 hours, I can go to Econet or Glo, but I will miss something, Abby. But is that the same for your business? If your customers won't say, I don't, this woman don't close business, so then your business does not have a purpose. So ensure you are in business or even job that if it does not exist anymore, the world will have to cry. That's how you define purpose. So that's what I think about. Second one is called solution or problematization. Let me tell you a story about this one. Many, many years ago, when America was trying to go to the moon, this is a true story. The president then, J.F. Kennedy, who heard of the name before? John F. Kennedy. God bless you. God bless you, sir. He was the president, and the Russian people already gone to the moon, so America wants to show them power. And they're spending billions of dollars to get men to the moon. So every month or thereabouts, we go to Texas, where they have this big machine trying to get people to the moon. So on this particular day, something funny happened. He was walking through the passage with, can you imagine, American president with so entourage. And he saw a guy like this, cleaning the floor, Abby. And the president stopped and said, young man, what are you doing here? Everybody stopped. I said, I mean, president on the colo small. You see, man, the mop floor with bucket, and you are asking him what was he doing there, and the man stopped and gave one of the most fantastic answer we've had in decades. He said, "Mr. President, I am here contributing to the man going to the moon." Not contributing. You are a cleaner, Abi? So how are you contributing to the man going to the moon? He said, let me explain. Every single guy that needs to get into that must go there with no illness. If they sniff one dust, just one dust only, they'll be sick for 2 or 3 days. And that will delay the project and will cost you millions of dollars. Or it's wet and they fall down. In fact, Nawala, if they break any bone, that's another weeks and weeks. And that will cost you another millions of naira. So my job here is contributing to them going to the moon. He did not call himself a cleaner. Did you notice that? He saw a link between cleaning the floor and the bigger objective of the men going to the moon. And that's the way you need to start to think as entrepreneurs. If you don't see yourself as part of something bigger, and you see yourself, I'm just a tailor, I'm just a hairdresser, I'm just a GS student, I'm just a, and get to the top. You must find that link between the little, no matter how little, with the bigger purpose of where you work, or the business that you're doing, or the bigger society. So you must be solving a problem. Any business that does not solve a problem, or you cannot define your business in solving a problem language or thinking, you are not in business. So let's go back to the example of the guy or the suit. If I'm the guy they came to say, I want to sew a suit. I said, no, I'm not sewing you a suit. I'm getting you ready to be the best groom this year in terms of marriage. Different definition, Abi. My job is to make you the sharpest, most beautiful groom this year. Now, if you come to me, you want to do well, say, I want to sew suit. I say, no. I want to make you the sweetest, most beautiful groom. Even if I charge you 100K, won't you stop? Because I've changed it to solving a problem rather than describing it as a three-piece suit. So before you start to brand, there's an important element of you about how you think of your business contributing to the bigger thing. The third question is essential, value add. We use that. Are you adding value? It's a word that we use too loosely. But what that means is, according to Aaron and Stout, value means essential. Value means essential. Is what you are producing or giving the market essential. If it's not essential, it's not going to survive. That's why pure water sold very quickly when it started in Nigeria. Because it's essential, Abi. It's yours, essential. So whatever business you want to do, before you even start to brand, make sure it's something that people need, or else it's not going to fly. You can do it for a year, 2 years, but after that, that's it. That's the end of it. So essentiality is important. Purpose is important. Solving problem is also important. I'm going to skip this brand one. Now let's now get into some practical elements, and I'm working towards the third end of my presentation. So what are the underbellies? Now, how many animals can you see? 4. Somebody can see 5. Who can see 6? Can see 6. Who can see 7? Somebody in the spirit. Thank you. God bless you. Oh, yeah, come, sir. Who can see 8? Who can beat him and see in training? I can tell. Can you show us the 7 that you can see, please? 9. Somebody don't beat you. Oh, yeah, I got 9. Come. Oh, yeah, come and show us the 9. No? Oh, yeah, come and show us the spoon, Jerry. Quickly. You can touch it. Go and touch it. I'm sure that's okay. Yeah. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fish, 7. Clap for him now. Clap for him well now. He's done well. 30 is well done. They are 16 actually. 16. Yeah, good Lord. Yeah. They are 16. What that tells you is that if you're going to brand, you need to see beyond the usual. Your brand cannot be so simple that people say, that is it. Chogote Edo brand. That's it. What does that mean? There was something in the brand that is much, much more than a normal eye can see. The brand must have what they call intrinsic value. Things that are not explicit, but they are there. See this one as swordfish. Yeah. On top of the donkey, you have a hen. There's a crocodile here. There's a fish here. There's a beaver on top of the elephant. There's a tortoise there. There's even a bird head. These are intrinsic values that by the time you unpack your brand, you think, wow. I only think the brand means, gentleman in the camera, please come my way. So look at this as a brand, as a logo, as God. So what can you see here? You can see ASK and God, Abby. You can see orange. What else can you see? Great. What else? Let me now convert this to that. This font type in itself means something. Something. That shape means something, Abby. The gray used underneath means something, right? Horizontal, Abby, means something. Now, the fact that they've not added the word together means something. The use of letters means something. And that's just a brand. That's 7, 8. Thank you very much, corporation. And that is what a brand must do. So you must go from 5, 6, 7 to 16 items that unpacks your brand. Second thing is it must have perceptual positions. What does that mean? Just what we've just done now. How I see things, how he sees things, how someone else should see it should be part and parcel of your brand. So it's not just you being able to interpret it. It's not complete in itself. You must be able to be clear about what your brand looks like. Next person to you must have a perception about that brand. So what I've just done to ask God. I'm sure if the person who did it will probably come here and give us a different version entirely, Abby, because I didn't know about that brand. But I've just interpreted it in the way I see it. Your brand must be that powerful so that people can come and say, that must have meaning. That orange, why didn't you use blue or pink or purple? There's something about the orange. That is important that your brand have perceptual position. The third thing, your brand must have clarity of definition. Now, let me tell you a story about this. Somewhere on a beach in Accra, in Ghana, these two animals live there, one horse and a swan. And every day, they have a routine. The horse will come out, run around, drink some water, go back to the cave. The swan will come out, will fly, land, walk a little bit, go into the water to catch some fish, run a bit, and go back to the nest. Every single day. That's the way they've been living. Nothing has changed it. One day, something funny happened. Ask me what. I will tell you now. The horse came out and was running. All of a sudden, the swan landed at the back of the horse. Bagger. The horse stopped and said, you dey craze? Can say the horse is from Nigeria. If I say nowhere low. As big as this beach be, you don't see anywhere I land. Now for my back, you can't land. Something they wrong with you. Swan say, oh, shut up. Waiting. And they watch you now all these years. All you do, just run every day, nothing else. But me, I'm a swan. I'm even smaller than you. But guess what? I can fly. When I land, I will run small. Then when I tire, I go swim, catch fish. Then after that, I will go for a stroll. Then in the evening, I go back to my nest. But you, now you also they run. The horse looked and said, that is true actually. But guess what? I see you fly every single day. But you cannot even fly as high as an eagle. When you run, ordinary cat go run past you. That's the way you call walk. If you see better peacock walk, that's elegant walk. And when you jump in the water, you call that a swim, Abby. Even small goldfish will swim past you. You cannot even last 5 minutes in the water. But me, I'm a horse. I am made for one thing and one thing only, to run. Every part of me is made to run. And I'm one of the best runners in the world. See this. It's for a purpose. So whether it's sand, it's grass, it's mountain, I will stamp the thing and still run. See the way my body is shaped. I will glide through any wind in the world. That here behind my head is for a purpose, to give me wind time. See how big my nose is. That means I can breathe very well. I can take more air in than any animal in the world. And look at my muscles. They are all made to run. So every part of me is shaped and structured to run. And I do it well. And I'm one of the best in the world. But you do 4 things. You are not even the best in anything. So the question is, are you a horse or a swan? What is your business definition? What is your self-definition? Or are you all over the place? Today you do catering. Tomorrow you do hair dressing. Next day you start to do hair design and fashion designing. What are you really made of? What is your strength? What are you built to achieve and deliver as an individual? Until you know that, you cannot brand yourself. It's not possible. You've struggled with it. So you must know who you are. It's not that the horse also can get into water. Yeah, you can do some other thing. You have some other strengths, but you must be made for something that makes you exceedingly unique. That people will know that, this is who this person is. So if your brand is not that clearly defined, then you will struggle with how you do it. The other underbelly of branding is the ability to keep asking questions and challenging even yourself and your brand. Let me tell you a short story again. This was a story about me. When I was young, my mother, bless her soul, she died a few years ago. My mother was very good at grilling fish. So whether it's Titus fish or catfish or kote fish or name it, my mother would grill them. In fact, if I was Olympic for grilling, my mom would have got gold. But there was something she'd usually do when she was grilling the fish. Any fish, whatever size, my mom would chop off the head, chop off the tail, and chop the middle one into 2. Every single fish, is this big or this big, whether it's fish or tilapia, she chop off the head, the tail, and the middle into 2. So one day I said, Mom, why do you always do that every time you grill fish? You chop off the head, the tail, and the middle. She said, well, that's what that taught me. I said, okay, that's fair enough. So one day we went back to our hometown. I'm from Ibadan for holiday. And I saw my grandmother. I said, Grandmother, I have a question for you. She said, what? Did you teach my mother how to grill the fish? She said, yes. Did you also teach her that every single fish she grilled, head up, tail, and middle too? She said, yeah. I said, but why? I said, that was the day my mother taught me. I said, okay, but luckily for me, my great-grandmother was alive. So I walk into our family home and I look for the old woman sitting down. You can imagine how old she would be. And I said, Mama, I get questions. She said, okay, what question do you have? I said, did you teach my grandmother, your daughter, how to grill the fish? She said, yes. Did you also teach her that every single fish she grilled, she'd chop off the head and the tail and the middle? She said, yes. And I said, why? She said, when I taught your grandmother how to grill the fish, the size of the oven we had then was like this. And that was all she said, which meant your grandmother and your mother, they are not all right. Now you have oven this big. Why are they still doing? My grandmother and my mother was engraved in the old way of doing things. They did not embrace technology and change. So if you really want to do things now, don't do it because that was the way Mercedes-Benz did it. That's old school. Even Mercedes-Benz is old school. As you can see flying cars now, Abi. Exactly. Oh, you know that architect in a house, that's the way they build their house. No, you must do something that technology will enable so that you can scale and you can be smarter and you can work better. Nowadays, whatever business you do and you don't put technology inside it, you will struggle, you will sweat. I'm being honest with you. See Uber now. When Uber came to Nigeria, they went to meet all the yellow taxis. Those guys say, no. In fact, one man said, I just took loan for 5 new taxi. So I cannot give my taxi to you and use one Uber something. Which one be that one? My guy will drive in a Keja and sit down on that tree. And then when somebody pass, they will stop him or he'll be driving on Ikorodu Road. They refuse. Now, what's happened to technology system now? Beg your pardon, taxi now. It's Uber now. Who want to go to Alausa Road and be flagging taxi down? Exactly. If you're going to take a taxi, yeah, there's no point anymore. Technology has taken them out. In fact, very soon, TV will disappear. Because why do you need TV at home, really? Everything is on your phone. It's on your laptop. You can carry it around. So why do you need that big thing in your house called TV? It will disappear very soon. Technology is taking a lot of things out of. See what my brother is doing to record. In the old days, in a camera, they carry the camera like this, and they'll be following you. See, he's using his phone, Abby. That's new technology. So anything you do now, even hairdressing and fashion designing, if you don't use technology, you will sweat. Next one, your brand must show empathy. Your brand must show empathy. Now I'm going to need some people to volunteer for me, please. My daughter, please come up. Thank you. My sister, please come out, please, if you don't mind. My brother, please, if you don't mind. Thank you. Now, let me choose one more. Madam, please, I beg, join us. This is what I like you to do. I like you to line up here, facing me. Just each person, now, one line, please. One line, yeah. Face me, stretch your hand to the front. Person, just stretch your hand, yeah. Let me get one more person. Madam, please come. Let me find somebody else. Yeah, please come. Join us. Just stand in the front, yeah. Stretch your hand to the front to give you space. That's cool. Now, take off the left leg of your shoes or slippers, wherever you're, the left one. Take it off where you are. Okay. Yeah. Take it off, yeah, please. Now, step one leg forward. When you've done that, move one leg forward. Yeah, go on. You come. Now you go to the back. So you will be near the left leg of the last shoe. So one leg forward. Move near the shoe in front of you. Yeah, move. No, leave your shoes. Leave your shoes. Yeah, move on. Now move to our shoes. Okay, move to our shoes too. Yeah. Yeah. Move to the shoe in front of you. Okay, now put your left leg in the shoe in front of you now. And walk towards me. Oh, yeah, come on. Yeah, move towards me. Yeah, come. Walk now. Don't worry. Put your hand down. Just walk. Walk up to here. Then turn back. Turn back and then walk again. Oh, yeah, go back. Follow me. Okay. Okay. Let me start with you. How does that feel?
It's not comfortable.
Comfortable. How does that feel?
Stressful.
Too small.
I look weird.
It's too big, Abby.
It's small.
It's small.
Awkward.
Awkward. I like that.
It's weird.
Weird. Right, thank you. That is how you empathize. You are stepping into somebody else's shoes to know how they feel when they are wearing that shoe. So when you brand for your customer, you must step into their shoe to know how they will feel about your brand, or else you are just branding for yourself. Oh. So if you stand still and you're just doing brand, you are just joking. Think, who is my customer? How will they feel when they see my brand? What do they feel? What do they even feel? So how do I want them to feel when they experience my brand? That is how you do empathy in branding. So your branding must reflect, this man's shoe is big, oh. Let me make sure my brand feels its big heart. This one is not comfortable. So how do I make my brand to make them comfortable? How do I ensure that it's not awkward? That is how you do branding. So that's how you make sure your brand has empathy. It has people's feeling. You must be able to feel it. People must be able to feel what is it that you're selling to them. Let's clap for them, please. Thank you. And return people's shoes. I better go. Thank you, guys. Now, I'm going to skip that. Now, I want to do a small exercise on open and cross. Now, I need to disrupt the class a little bit and ask some people to, those of us in front, join me, please. Yeah, my brother, move your chair nearer to us. And those in the next row, please come here. I want to come and sit at on the chairs here. No, thank you. Move there, come. Guys, come, please come. Not all the chairs, just a few. Maybe two more here, please. Thank you. All right. Please come, please come. Now, I'm going to need you to stand up. Please come and see this experiment, please. I need you guys to come up. Everybody, please. I don't like to sit down in my class. Sit down on the chair. Sit down. Sit down. Okay. Just join any empty chair. The empty chairs come and join us. Let's start. Oh, sorry. Okay. People come and sit on here, please. Do you have a marker pen? Or any pen at all? No, you don't. Don't worry. I got one in my car. In my bag. Okay, are we good? We ready? Let me borrow your pen. Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to do. And I want everybody around to watch me very carefully. I'm going to give this pen to you. Open. I can see on the screen. You will either open or crossed. And I will pass it on to you. You will now pass the pen to the next person. Oh, thank you. Let me marker, yeah. You now pass the marker to the next person, either open or crossed. Are you hearing me? It's your choice whether you want it to be open or crossed. It's your choice also what I decide to do, whether it's open or crossed. So you watch me very, very carefully and see what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pass this pen to you. I'm going to pass it to you open. So how do you want to pass it to her? Is it open or crossed?
Cross. It's cross.
So how are you passing the cross, the pen to her? Do you want to pass it to her open or crossed? Is it open or crossed? Oh. Crossed. No, you are wrong. Go on. So do you want to pass the pen to him? Open, crossed. Go on. How do you want to pass the pen to the man next to you? Open or crossed? Crossed. You are wrong. How do you want to pass the pen? Open or crossed? You are wrong. How do you want to pass the pen? Open or crossed? You are wrong. How do you want to pass the pen to her? Open or crossed? Crossed. You are right. How do you want to pass the marker to her? Open or crossed? Open. You are correct. How do you want to pass it on? Open or crossed? Open. Correct. How do you want to pass it on? Open or crossed? Crossed. You are correct. How do you want to pass it on, madam? Open or crossed? You are wrong. Don't. You've been guessing, Abby. Now watch very, very carefully. Yeah. Watch very, very, very carefully. I'm going to pass the marker to you now. Crossed. So how do you want to pass it to her? Open or crossed? You are correct. How do you want to pass it on? Open or crossed? Correct. How do you want to pass it to her? Open or crossed? Correct. How are you passing it on? Open or crossed? Crossed. Wrong. How do you want to pass it on? Open or crossed? Correct. How do you want to pass it on? Open or crossed? Correct. How are you passing it on? Open or crossed? How do you want to pass it on? Open or crossed? Correct. How are you passing it on? Open or crossed? Correct. How are you passing it on? Open or crossed? Wrong. How are you passing it on? Open or crossed? Wrong. How are you passing it on? Open or crossed? Crossed. You are wrong. Okay, I'm going to do the last one, and I'll tell you the answer if you don't get it. Now, guys, watch very, very carefully. Yeah? Because now, for the last time, I'm passing this pen to you. Open. How are you passing it on? Wrong. How are you passing it on? Correct. How are you doing it? Wrong. How are you doing it, sir? You get it now? Open. Correct. Wrong. Correct. Madam. Correct. Madam. Correct. And you? Wrong. Open or crossed? Wrong. Open or crossed? Wrong. Open or crossed? Correct. What do you think the answer is? You're missing the point. It was my leg that was open or crossed, and I was passing it on. All of you are focused on the pen, but you didn't focus on the totality of my person. So it didn't matter what I was doing with the pen. Whether the pen is like this, or like this, or like this, so it didn't matter. What I was crossing was my legs, and what I was opening were my legs. Thank you very much. Nobody saw that. God bless you. God bless you. So the lesson is when you're branding yourself or you're branding your business, thanks for cooperating there, you must look at the totality of what you're doing. Don't focus on the small thing. The pen didn't matter. The pen was just to show you. What was important was the shape of my body, whether my leg was crossed or my legs were open. So branding requires that you look at the totality of what you are doing. You can't just be branding small bits and expect your brand to be strong and powerful. It requires you to have a holistic view of what it is that you're dealing with. I'm nearly the end now, so don't worry, we go soon. So, brand also requires listening. It requires listening amongst the noise. Let me explain what I mean by that with another story. I told you I will tell you stories. Somewhere in Australia, you know, in Nigeria, Yoruba land, for example, if somebody becomes the Oba, they give them crown, Abi. But in Australia, and I think some parts of the UK too, they call you the Lord of the Manor, where you have a whole town to yourself. But in this particular county in Australia, for you to be, when you become the Lord of the Manor, pass from the father to son and to son, they give them this antique wristwatch, like the one you can see there. They don't have crown like we have in Yoruba land or Igbo land. They have a wristwatch. They pass on from father to father. Very, very valuable. So on this Saturday morning, the Lord of the Manor thought, let me go and see my people working in the farm and see what they are doing. So he put on his wristwatch and walked among them, saying, well done, okay, yeah, Ike, and all that. And he came back home in the evening. As soon as he walked in, he realized that the watch was missing. Can you imagine Oni of Ife or Obi or Bonicha missing his crown? Now, I'll be that now. Man said, okay, what do I do? I was so sure I had a wristwatch on when I left this morning. So he called everybody on his farm, 100 of them, say, let's have general meeting. There's trouble here. When I was on the farm yesterday, I lost my wristwatch. And you know how valuable this is. If any of you can find a wristwatch, I give you $100,000. Say, Abba. Everybody say, oh, that's the wristwatch. For this farm, no wala. Everybody went back to farm that morning and they were searching everywhere. They pulled all the grass apart, they pulled all the shed apart. In the evening, they came back, they don't find this watch. I said, this is crazy. Something's wrong. There's something's wrong here. Something must have happened. Next morning, a young boy of about his daughter's age knocked on the door. He said, oh God, Lord. He said, yes. He said, are you still looking for your wristwatch? He said, yes. Can I go out there and find it? He said, yeah, of course we can go out and find this. He said, do I still get the $100,000? Yeah, of course, yeah. So the boy went out. 4 or 5 hours after, the guy came back with the wristwatch. The man said, no. Yesterday, when everybody was scattering everywhere, that barrel everywhere, I saw you now, just gentle for on top fence. You don't do anything. So I know you are not looking for the wristwatch. And you could have told me yesterday if you found it. So say, okay, boy, come. how did you find this wristwatch? The boy said, okay, I will tell you what I did. He said, yesterday, everybody was scattering everywhere and looking everywhere. It would have been difficult to find your wristwatch because your wristwatch has this unique sound. Tick, tock, tick, tock. And you can only find a wristwatch when everywhere is quiet. So he said, what I did was I organized my work from the edge of the farm. And I started going slowly, listening out to tick, tock, tick, tock, tick, tock. When I get to the end of the farm, I turn around again, take another lane, listen out for tick, tock, tick. Everywhere was quiet, listening out. I get to the end of the farm, I turn around again until I started hearing it faintly at the third, fourth row, looking for it. That was how I found your wristwatch. I was listening out for the sound, that unique sound, because it was quiet. So what does that teach us about business and branding? You must have a pattern to how you want to brand yourself or your business. But there must be something unique you must be looking out for. Because the world is crazy. To pay house rent, you have to go to school. Danfo is drinking. You are fighting with your girlfriend. Your husband is not listening to you. Those are noises in business. That's what we call noise in business. It's not noise of a motor or aeroplane. No. They are the day-to-day things that disturb you. I have exam. I still have to pay for my school fees. My phone don't spoil. NEPA no bring lights. Our road is not good. Because that jammed me yesterday. Those are noises when you're in business. Despite all those things happening around you, you must close your mind to them and find an organized way of designing your brand amidst all that noise. So what that guy did was listening to the unique sound of the wristwatch to find it. So the way to find your brand is to be able to listen to that unique thing despite everything you're thinking about. It's not possible for you to be thinking about house rent and be doing your branding. I mean, it will not be perfect. You can't be planning for an exam and try to do your branding. You must clear your head. So clarity of your thoughts is extremely important when you want to develop your own self-brand. And finally, my final slide, be glad. I'm in love with this tree, the palm tree. Because the palm tree for me represents a lot of things really in my personal life, I'll say, experience in business and in teaching indeed. There are three things that make the palm tree unique compared to any tree in the world. Number one, the palm tree lives for years and years and years and years. In fact, it hardly ever dies. That's one. It lives for a long time compared to many trees in the forest. The second thing about the palm tree is when there's wind, high wind all over the place, many trees like Iroko tree, baobab tree will fall down. But the palm tree hardly ever falls down. It will bend though. You can see that this one, the wind are coming from there. Sometimes there are palm trees that go as low as this. But they hardly fall down. Hardly will you see a palm tree uprooted. The third thing about the palm tree now becomes the hardest part of the palm tree. You want to cut this palm tree now, and you want to use a cutlass. If you use a cutlass here, the cutlass will break, I can tell you. But you have to cut at the top or at the bottom. Because they convert this hard bit to their strength. I know why the palm tree hardly falls down. The palm tree is always looking for water. So the root of a palm tree, that one, for example, deep down, it's about 3 or 4 times the length of the one you are seeing. It's always growing at the bottom, like this. So when it gets to a hard place, no water, it will crawl again, move, looking for water. So the root of the palm tree is always looking for water to drink, to support it, to live long. So what does that mean to you as somebody looking for a career or developing a business and a brand? Make sure you are always seeking new knowledge. Make sure that your roots, what is inside of you, is 3 or 4 times stronger and better than what people see. Your brand is not just about that logo. The depth, remember what I did with that my brother's t-shirt? There must be depth in it. There be 4 or 5 things inside that People will look at the brand and think, this is just Mercedes Benz. But what is behind it is 3 times, 4 times deeper and stronger than what you're seeing. The second one is, like any business or any job you might have, you have challenges. Don't let anybody come here and do motivational talk for you. That don't worry, you make any conclusion, forget all that. You will get a lot of knocks and downs. You have a lot of wind trying to push you down. Because you have depth, you have knowledge, you're always seeking water, seeking new knowledge. That is what will make you stand. However, where you have those knocks, when those business is not working anymore, or you failed that first exam, convert that to your strength. Don't let that be your weakness. Just like the palm tree, this bent bit becomes the stronger part of the tree. So where you have challenges, that time we didn't give you money, or you lose all your investments, let that become your strength. Learn from it. Convert them to your strength. Let it be where anybody touch. They think, wow, this person is strong. That is the philosophy of the palm tree. Always continue to seek knowledge. Let what you have inside be 3 times, 4 times people see about you. So you have depth, you have knowledge, you are intelligent, you're always growing. You are here, listen to me. Any opportunity for you to go to a workshop or seminar to learn something new, grab it. That's something new you take away with you. Now, when you have challenges, let that be the source of your strength. I think finally I have one slide to finish this off. And it's called the slide of the game changer. And whatever you do, make sure you aim to change the game. Whatever business or industry or job or career you find yourself in, try and make sure you are doing something that makes you a game changer. Let me read this out first. I am a game changer. Repeat after me. I'm a game changer. I believe in the future. World of infinite possibilities. I see opportunity when others see impossibility. I am always thinking bigger, reframing my perspective. I see things differently. I am thinking different things. I explore. I challenge. I risk. I venture. I am rethinking, imagining, reinventing, igniting. We are all in the ideas business. Creating, designing, innovating together. I embrace my childlike wonder and curiosity. I take flying leaps into the unknown. I play the game. I change the game. I am playing to win. I want to contribute to something bigger than myself. I am a game changer. God bless you all. Thank you for listening.
Please, let's give that a round of applause. I mean, was that illuminating? Please, before you go, sir, do you have any questions before he set down? Thank you, sir. Do you have any questions? We should have questions. Can I, please, can you come forward? Do you have any more questions this afternoon? I mean, that was Dr. Wale, that was really, really, I mean, and he said something back, something that really stayed with us. Oh, it's one. I mean, are you, I mean, that thing eats me, but I mean, are you known for many things and you're not even, you don't, I mean, right? Okay, so let him ask this question.
Good afternoon, sir. Concerning what he said, that's where my question comes from. Okay, my name is Elijah. So concerning what you said, sir, about the horse and the swan, you know, we've been brought into this knowledge of you need to diversify to survive. So being a horse, does it also embrace diversification? That's my question.
Very good question. Absolutely, yes. Like I said when I was describing the horse can go into the water too. But the horse can also walk, Abi. Of course, it can't fly. So there are 2, 3 things that the horse can also do that the swan does. But what the horse is trying to say is, I do those small, small things, but that's not who I am. That's not what I'm made to do. I have a clarity about who I am and what I am. Now, let me help you out here. Because every time people get worried about that swan horse thing, it takes quite some time to know who and what you are. It's not something you know like that. Now, anybody asks me now, who are you? What do I do? I say I'm a teacher. They think, oh, no, with what you've done and everything. I am a teacher. And I'm proud to call myself. If I want to, when I travel, you know, immigration will say, what do you do? So I say, I'm a teacher. They look at you and say, okay, I got a beg. I say, yeah, I am a teacher. Because now I know what I'm built to do. And I'm comfortable in that. And I do it with joy in my heart. Now, it takes time. It takes a lot of introspection. It takes a lot of unlearning. It takes a lot of self-challenging, really. And it's quite disruptive for you to say, this is what I am. But when you get there, forget it. I mean, so when you see Davido went to uni now, the guy knows stay for university. The father even built a music studio at Babcock just to force him to stay. Yeah. And he said, I just want to sing. Now, thank God he's successful and all that. But he was clear about what he wanted, and he was clear about who he is. So it requires that ruggedity to say no. If my father is Davido's father, he asked me to go and study engineering. I'm going to do it now. Money day house now. Or if he asked me to go and study to be a pilot, I said, Daddy, what else do you want me to study? But the guy was bold enough to say, can you imagine him saying to his father, multi-billionaire, I want to sing. You want to be singing. Are you all right? Or crazy they catch you? So it takes boldness to do it. But when you know it and you get it, believe me, you have a much more fulfilling life. Now, you may not be as rich as Davido or as popular as Wizkid or anybody like that, but you will have that self-actualization, that sense of, you just be happy, be comfortable in yourself. That is what it gives to you. And you be focused and you be purposeful as well. So you can do it.
Okay, let's give that a round of applause. Okay, we have another question. Please come forward. Please come forward.
Wow. Thank you, Doctor. God bless you, sir. All right. So nice meeting you, sir. Okay. What should be our response when we face challenges or when people look down on us? Taking an example of the cleaner, the guy that was mobbing, and he said, I'm contributing my quota to the people going to the moon. You know, that is very encouraging statement. What should be our response when we try to package ourselves and people look down on you? They say, that is, you are a cleaner and you are claiming to contributing to. They say, you don't know your worth. Are you not a cleaner? Are you not a security man? You are gara or nothing. Instead of when they look down on you, you are trying to brand yourself and they are bringing. What should be our response so that we not get discouraged? Moving on.
Thank you for that. It's a fantastic question, by the way, because that's a new workshop on its own. It's about vision setting and also ensuring of knowledge. Now, I work in a security company, and one of my frustration with our guys is that you are in front of a manufacturing plant that turns over 4 or 5 billion a year, and you don't even know. You don't even know the value of what they do. You don't know that the products they are deploying to the market is solving some epidemiological issues. You know that it's solving some health problems. All you do is you see yourself as a guy in front of the gates. But if that guy has the knowledge he requires and he knows about the vision of that company, his role will become slightly different. And the way he sees himself will become slightly different. So the role of the guy at the gate actually is to ensure that every single asset in that environment is safe. If anybody comes to that 5 billion naira factory and set fire to it, that's it. Or somebody goes in there and steal 200 million. So I come, you look at me and say, this man is. You start to see yourself in a different way. In fact, your title will change in your head. your role will change in your head. The way you do your job will be different in your head. And that gives you a different perspective. So knowledge is one, clarity of the vision of what is happening around you, and being able to link your role to that bigger vision. It will give you the right answer all the time.
Okay, let's give that a round of applause. Thank you. Do we have any other questions? Any other question for?
Thank God there's none. Thank you.
Okay, please, let's give Dr. Wale a round of applause one more time. I mean, that was really, that was a good time. Thank you so much, sir. And Dr. Wale said something. He said, people traveling to UK, to Los Angeles for vacation. And in my head, I mean, I'm going to Oshun, I'm going to Gomosho for vacation. And it's, well, maybe next year I'm going. The panelists, we have 3 panelists, and they're going to be answering some questions for us. And when we have questions, we can just ask them as well. So I'll be inviting Opeyemi Omotayo. If please, as they come forward, let's give them a round of applause, please. Please, we can make it better. And also I'll be inviting Seun Odegbami. Yeah, thank you so much. And finally, I have Bayode Oke Thomas. Please, let's give them a round of applause. Let's give them a round of applause. So we're just going to have it briefly. Please, can I get the second mic, please? Thank you so much. Okay. Well, thank you for greeting. So like I said, everyone, my name is Femi. You can call me Femi Good. So I have some questions for the panelists. I'm just going to be brief. I guess before we start the questions from Mrs. Opeyemi Omotayo, she's going to tell us who she is, what she does, and let's start with that.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mrs. Opeyemi Omotayo. I'm the head of business development, Ripan Accessel Limited in Lagos here.
Please, let's give that a round of applause. Right, when you see people that are, doing well and they're looking good, we should appreciate that. So let's give that a round of applause again. Thank you so much. So please, Mr. Seun Odegbami, please tell us what you do.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm a marketing professional. Currently, I work with a fintech, marketing and corporate communications.
Let's give that a round of applause as well. And now, Mr. Bayode Oke Thomas.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bayo. I'm country lead, global head of operations for Instant Rad. It's a US company. I lead the Nigerian operations.
Oh, wow.
I also lead an ideation hub called the BOT Company, where I lead idea strategist and consulting.
That is good. Let's give that a round of applause. So my first question is to you, Mr. Bayode Oke Thomas. So the question goes thus: how can businesses effectively leverage social media to enhance their marketing and branding strategies?
All right. So I'm not so old in the in the marketing space, yeah, but I know a little bit of, what a business should, build like. So leveraging social media, what social media has done is that social media has given us the opportunity to live in a parallel world where you're no longer limited by physicality and time. And at every point, we must understand that we're not all the same in the world. We all will not, we probably don't have the opportunities to drive the Benz and to drive all the big cars. I used to call that some people are, have access to resources, while some are underdogs. I'm an underdog. I grew up from somewhere in Ijegun. Nobody really cared about me back then. Before I can get to say I have a brand, it means that I must appear on some sort of billboards and some sort of, marketing, physical marketing, strategies. And before COVID, underdogs will probably not have the right or the ability to rent a space in the heads of anybody, right? And so what social media has done is that social media has given us the ability now not to be limited by our physicalities. Before, if I want to share my flyers of my business, I have to literally share my flyer. And God bless you can only do a little, right? But now you can do Instagram ad, and boom, your video is almost everywhere. Might not be necessarily everywhere as in trendy, but your videos can get to those who you want it to get to. And that is what social media has done. The ability for you to transcend the physicalities and the times that we have. And I can be able to pitch a tent in someone's head, somewhere in Dallas, in Texas, in Houston, right here in Lagos, Nigeria. So what social media has done for us is the ability for us to now, move beyond our physical limits and do all we ought to do or all we can do and show it to the world from our locality here.
Yeah, so in a nutshell, what's saying is that you can reach anyone.
Yes.
In the whole world.
Yes.
Via social media.
Yeah.
And when we talk about social media, which are the best ones to leverage? I mean, so some people say that Facebook is for old people, Instagram is for Gen Zs, Twitter is for business people, LinkedIn is for corporate people. I mean, is that accurate?
Well, to be very honest, first is that you have to first know what you are doing, what you want to sell, right? There's no such thing as Facebook is for old people, Instagram is for young people. There are questions you must answer first. Where is my money? Who is holding it? First question, where is my money? Second question is, who is holding it? The third question is, how do I find the person holding my money? The fourth question is, if I find them, what do I say to them? Right? You see, these questions, this is a panel session, obviously, so I don't have the time to, start to explain everything. But the truth is that by the time, if you can answer these questions, you will know the marketing strategy you want to put in place. For instance, you sell wigs and you are living in Ikorodu. You sell Vietnam bone straights, 5x5 mm frontals of about 12 inches, 14 inches. And you're living in Ikorodu. To be very honest, you can only sell a little, right? So that means that you need to understand who is holding your money. And when you understand who is holding your money, you know where to channel the platforms, the social media platforms you want to use. And it doesn't end with social media in itself. Social media will only give you visibility, right? But you have to have a business. Social media is meant to be the front door that helps you, that exposes what you have built internally. You know what? That's what the teacher was saying. That you have to build internally, and then what you see is a product of what you have built internally. So if Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or whatever exposes you, it only exposes what you have built. If what you have built is weak, social media will expose you to a weak business. So you have to have done your homework and due diligence on both sides, such that you are able to leverage all sorts of social media. Personally, I don't know how to write as much. So you hardly find me on Twitter, but you can tell already I can talk a lot. You will find me on YouTube and Instagram. Right. So it's not that is Facebook better? Is Instagram better? I cannot go and start investing in Twitter when I know I can't write. I won't last long. Right? But I can talk. So I can put my videos out on Facebook. I can put my videos out on Instagram and on YouTube. And please invest in yourself. This conversation is very important. A lot of us, especially underdogs, we don't see ourselves worthy enough to invest in ourselves. When you have, say, 100,000, 200,000 naira, you rather want to look for an investment scheme to put it in that will double your money after a year and give you 2x of your money. Whereas you can invest in an Instagram ad for yourself. It might not bring the money now, but it will bring the visibility. For people like this to be, I've known Segun for a very long time on LinkedIn. For him to have been here, it means that he has been building something for a very long time that made him notable to be seen, to be invited to a table like this. If it was a table that was going to be paid, if it was a table that was going to be paid for, that means his investment on just posting on LinkedIn has probably 10x his investment. But a lot of times we don't want to put our money into things that just give us 2x in 6 months and a year. A whole year, the money is converting to, it's just moving by 2x.
Yeah.
Just that's a wasted investment if you ask me. But it's better to invest in yourself and in your brand and build something that in the future you'll be happy to probably 10x or 20x eventually.
Yeah. Okay. So before we go on, when you're saying 10x, 2x, it's like times 10, times 2. So in case. So Mrs. Omotayo, do you have a follow-up answer to that?
Yeah, I just want to say businesses can leverage on engaging, content creation, by identifying your target audience. When you identify that audience, you'll be able to create engaging and meaningful content that are relevant to them. So the first thing is to identify your audiences. I want to do an advert. Who are the people I'm targeting? Is it female? Is it people over 40? Is it people younger than 40? Where are they? Am I targeting people in Lagos or Port Harcourt or Abuja? And now, based on their industry, okay, so I'm selling hair. So obviously, the kind of people that, need such. So the first thing is identify your audience, your target. Who are your target audience? And creating those, engaging content that are relevant to them. So it has to, be relevant to them, to their industry, where they belong. So doing that, it helps.
Yeah. Okay. So this question is for you, ma'am. I've been hearing something that there's nothing like a bad PR, right?
Yeah.
So is that true? Is any PR PR?
No, there's actually good PR and
Okay.
there's actually bad PR. So a good PR is the one that has a positive, publicity to your brand, probably a good, there are lots of things, and in a bad PR is a negative publicity too. Those are bad news and all that. So there's actually a difference between the two. PR is not PR. There's a good PR and there's a bad PR. Most times the good PR has more input. Of course, it boosts your brand, image, when a lot of people are saying good things about your brand. And on the other hand, the bad PR too drives traffic, to some brands, because when people are talking about a business, probably bad quality, or something, and someone reports a brand on Instagram. We've seen, stuff like that there's this tin tomato that someone posted. It was just everywhere. So even me, that I didn't even know anything about that, it just, it gave them awareness. So it's either for the consumer, the customer now to say, okay, I'm buying this. I saw someone that said, okay, I even need to taste, I need to buy that brand to see if it's real or not real. So most times the bad PR too helps, but I don't like the bad PR.
We should all
So
stay
the-
with good PR.
Yeah, the good PR is good because it is a positive, publicity about your brand. It's a good, good report when people are, saying good stuff, feedback, reviews about your brand. So a good PR, I'll choose it over a bad PR. Yeah.
All right, thank you, ma. So Mr. Seun Odegbami, so I want to ask you this: how important is personal branding for professionals in the marketing industry? Right? How important is like a personal branding for professionals in marketing industries. And if you have tips on your personal branding, like you said, that he has known you that, and on LinkedIn and all that. So how important is your own personal branding to your professional space?
I mean, personal branding for marketing professionals. Yeah. So I think that for especially if you're looking to excel in your career, or maybe you're a career person, one of the ways to help yourself, especially some people, they have a target. I want to work in the big 3 or big 4. I want to work with one advertising agency. I want to work with XYZ, XYZ. If you're going to hit that target, we all know that you might not have the opportunity to walk into somebody's office and just tell them that, please, I need a job. I want to be your marketing manager. I want to be your salesperson. I'm certain that either the security man stops you, that you don't have an appointment, or they won't even give you the opportunity to just share your CV around. So what next best? Social media, just as he mentioned. So you go to social media, you do your strategy, look around and see, this is the CEO of Eridan. Where can I find that? Will I find out on Instagram? Will I find out on LinkedIn? Or will I find out on Twitter? Or will I find out on Facebook? Oh, she's not a Facebook person. She's most likely she's a LinkedIn person based on her personality. So I just go a Google search. I go on LinkedIn and search for her. Just look for anything and just send her a DM and say, oh, I like what you're doing with Space. It's a wonderful place. I'm a marketing person. This is my qualification. I'd like to intern with you. I'd like an opportunity with you. And I drop my CV. I'm certain that even if I don't get an answer from her, if I send it to like 50 people, if you're a salesperson here, the more people you reach out to, the more conversions that you have. So if you reach out to 100 CEOs, there's no how that one person, except your village people are following you. Your village people are following you. One person must answer you. So it's very crucial. But another thing you need to notice is that while you're sending that message, you can't send a blank profile to somebody. You reach out to somebody at the DM on Twitter and your profile is blank. There's nothing there. We don't know anything about you. A shiny girl at yahoo.com or shiny babe, and then do like, and then you put like Snapchat filter on it, and then I'm checking your profile. You have all manners of things on your profile. You retweet the untweetable. So even if you DM that CEO and the CEO goes to your profile and be like, see waiting this one they retweet for, yeah. Is it this person I want to intern in my organization? No. So you go back, invest in, if some of us use iPhones, snap a very nice picture with your iPhone. At least if you are only doing, if it's only Snapchat and TikTok, do snap a very nice picture with your iPhone, or invest in, you talked about investing in yourself. Go and do a personal photo shoot. 20K, 10K, some of your friends, they are just starting photography. I'm sure that if you give them 10K or 20K, they will do a nice photo shoot for you. Put up your profile, then write a profile for yourself. Oh, my name is Sean. I help businesses do 10x, 20x in this and that. Put it on Twitter, on Instagram with a nice picture. Then she also talked about content creation as well. That's how you put your brand out there, being able to identify the audience that you're reaching out to. So if you want to reach out to a CEO, your content must be solving the problems that CEOs are looking for. One of the problems that CEOs are looking for is they want to generate revenue for their businesses. Can your content solve that? Then when you're able to do that, I check your profile as a CEO, I check your name, oh wow, and then I check some of your content. You're solving a problem and a need. I'm certain that somebody will reach out to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Mr. Payode, I just want to, flow with the time. So, okay, what strategies are proving effective in rebranding a company that may have faced challenges? And I'm sure with your kind of brand, it's more of a global brand. And I'm sure there would have been a lot of challenges that you have faced. So what strategies have you used to, maintain or manage the situation that's even proved to increase your visibility? If you can share some of this.
Yeah, so, well, for me, as I said, that I was an underdog, and I was aspiring for big things, the lecturer earlier made mention of Davido's dad and then saying what he wanted, My dad is not Davido. I don't. My father. My father is not anything close to that. So, but I wanted something very big.
Right.
So from school, I just started a business. So in my mind, I just felt like all you needed to do, all you needed to start a business was have guts and just go all out. You know, I mean, while growing up, we had so many motivational speakers, motivators that, you know, a useless man is a man who comes to this earth and go back without, you know, leaving footprint. So I just didn't want to be a useless person. I just went out, started the business. The first 3-4 months of the business, life started asking me questions. So I was doing a business, but real life was asking me a question. I was doing an NGO. I started with an NGO. So I've been in the social entrepreneurship space for years. Right. So I started as an NGO. I did not know that even me, I needed intervention. Right. Because Sakpa sat with me, face eyeball to eyeball. Say, I will finish you. Right. You know. And I trekked the whole of Lagos. I don't know if anybody knows Town Planning Way. Town Planning Way has Nestle, has GSK on the road. If you turn by the right, you see Ati Group, you will see Orange, you see. I trekked all these places. You see, there's 1 million basketball from the beginning of that road. I trekked the whole of that road, submitting letters and proposals to different companies, you know, very passionate. I was, each time I get into the reception, by default, they know they will never allow me to see what I wanted to see because I was sweating profusely. And I was holding a proposal saying that I need 5 million to help treat cancer patients in Lagos, Nigeria. You know, very passionate. But the truth is that there is an outlook that sums up your entire brand. Anybody that wants to do business with you, want to see that you can do business, and you must be okay first. So my first challenge I had personally was that my personal outlook did not fit into the business I want to build. And that was not my fault. I was just an underdog. Probably maybe if my father had money. It doesn't even need to give me money. If my father had money, I would have known how to behave while submitting letters, right? So I had to go back to the drawing board and say, a lot of work we need to do as underdogs involves acting. Before I used to say, it's faking it till you make it. But later, when I became a believer and a Christian, it became faith it till you make it. Right. Because don't deceive yourself. Cutting your coat according to your size, except you want to live life for survival. There are different people in life. There are those who want to survive. There are those who want to succeed and those who want to be significant. First, life has beaten you 5-0 if you grew up in a low-income area. Yeah. Life has wounded you first. You have to first develop yourself to come to the normal level of life before you can now move. Right. And that was a challenge I faced because I needed to do a whole lot of things, to face a lot of things that, Bayo, you are this. Just like what, you know, the whole recharge we're reading right now. I'm a chain maker. You're a chain maker. Dangote's son does not have 2 heads. You're who I look at, you know, that's the way Sakpa sat with me. I had to sit with myself too. You know, and from there, I knew I needed to restructure how I was. I've not changed. Not like I now had money. No. The difference is I now know how to position myself and put myself out there. So normally newspapers would never look for you, right? Before I thought that if you work very hard, then newspaper guys will come and say like, wow, I've seen your hard work. Yeah. I never knew that they pay to appear on newspaper. And then from then I started paying. I paid my first, but it was there. If you Google me now, you see Bayode Oke makes Nigeria proud. I paid 15K for that publication.
Oh wow.
Guess what? Yesterday, just yesterday, if you check this day newspaper yesterday, you will see there, Bayode Oke revolutionizing healthcare through technology. I paid for that publication. I've received congratulations from everywhere in the world. I was in Dubai last year. The publication just suits my essence for why I was in Dubai. And because of that, I got a new contract and a deal for them to do a business with me in Nigeria here. So a lot of times you want to cut your coat according to your size, but let me tell you something, you need to invest in yourself. The only way you can ever get visibility in this life, except you are Dangote's son and daughter. If you are not, you have a lot of work to do, and it has to do with acting. You have to act as though you are it, even though you are not.
Yeah.
In the world, they call it packaging. But trust me, you have to be actors and actresses. I'm telling you, the people you see on the internet are people who have invested in themselves to be it, even though they are not it. Maybe those scriptures say that let it be as though it were.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay.
You know.
Yes, please.
Okay, so there was a lady with me, during the week, and there was this actress on Instagram, and she just saw a picture and she was like, this auntie, she's not like this in real life. That this auntie, she has someone, she has this one. But if you see a picture on Instagram, it is there. So that's the impression. So if not that the lady knows her, back there, you won't, every other person would think, wow, she's just like that, and like this. So that's the impression. That's the way they want people to see them. And I actually thought she was like that. And she said, hey, auntie, like, no, she's not like this and all that. So, and people see that when you package yourself, so I'll use the word package, you try to get, more. People don't want to you have anything to do with, I don't want to use the word useless, but you just have to work hard. I wouldn't say fake it, but, work hard at it.
Yeah.
And while you get it, it makes sense.
So, okay, please go on.
So as I was saying that, so it takes a lot of believing in yourself that you are it. See, let me tell you, everyone, everybody cannot be significant, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
That's why this conversation is not for everyone. Some people like to live their life according to their size. Very perfect. At best, you will survive. But if you are that kind of person that you've always questioned yourself that I can be more, but yet I don't have money in my account, the conversation for you is success and significance. It goes beyond what you know or what you are experiencing in your real world. You have to put in strategies, the kind of people you will meet.
Yeah.
On LinkedIn, growing on LinkedIn, I don't know if you have seen me on LinkedIn. I don't know if you have seen me on LinkedIn. I've messaged I've messaged the whole world. I've sought for mentorship because I knew that some doors can never open for you if you are not undealt into. Somebody must unhold you into some doors.
Yeah.
And these were the challenges I faced while building, right? All I needed was so what helped me eventually as a strategy for anybody that's doing a program here, let me just give it to you free, right? If you're hosting a program or something, and then you want to host the program, first, we don't know you. So if you put your name as the host, we really don't know you. And you probably not get sponsors. You will just be like me, going everywhere, submitting letters everywhere.
Sweating.
What I did was to just create a stakeholder.
Okay.
So I created stakeholders who are the backbone for the program. And I went and I spoke to people on LinkedIn. Taiwo Dayo Abaton, Yemi Fashion, Bumi Akonwo. Wrote people I know that when brands see, they respect. Yemi Fashion was in SBC, was in 7up bottling company. If I go to 7up and say my stakeholder is Yemi Fashion, and all it takes is Yemi Fashion to just say, okay, I agree, put my name there. It's not like it's going to be present in the event. But I fronted them at the front. And each time I go to the branch and they see these names, they say, wow, this guy, you're a solid guy. Yes, I'm a solid guy. Even though I'm a Jegun, and I trekked here. And from there, I started having partnerships and engagements with top brands. But the good thing is that each time they come physically, I now appear that Nami call all of them come this event. Do you understand? And from there, I was building my brand. So nobody wants to meet you until you are handheld. But when they handhold you, don't be lost in the handholding process. It's a good time to introduce yourself and say, hi, I'm Bayode Oke Thomas. That guy that you don't want to see, but you have seen by the strategies I've put in place. And that way, you'll be able to walk through the journey because it's a lot. I told you that I still have to pay for a publication for years.
I mean,
I mean, and it's because I was sponsored by Lagos State to Dubai, but Lagos State will not always sponsor me.
yeah.
I need to translate that opportunity into a real-time reality. And I've met some people that needed to know that I am something in Nigeria.
Mm.
So if I am something in Nigeria and you want to invest in Nigeria, and there are so many Yahoo boys that has destroyed the entire country,
Yeah.
but there's somebody there that newspaper is still recognizing. Like the guy just called me, Bayo, wow, I never knew you're doing this, you're doing so much in Nigeria. I'm like, you have no idea. It's a tough environment, you know. And then I closed the deal.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that these are the challenges. It's hard, it's difficult, especially if you're an underdog. But trust me, when you can put in the strategy, people will come running to you because you have suffered to get to this point. And you have been built already to be what you are. And you are it. But just that you need someone to introduce you to the table of greatness to really showcase what you are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I just want to point something out that, you know, talking about personal branding in your business, right? Repackaging yourself, like she said, you know, putting yourself in a position where people will want to talk to you. Like while he was sweating, even if I'm as broke as he is, I would not want to interact with him. I mean, you know, but then when you repackage yourself, you get knowledge, you repackage yourself, and you know, things will start falling in place to you. So the next thing I want to talk about, ma'am, is storytelling. Now, how important is, you know, storytelling? Is it necessary? And if it is necessary, how important is it? And how often should we do it?
Okay. So storytelling is a strategy, you know, in marketing and branding. Storytelling is very essential because it helps you to, you know, build the trust and loyalty and that emotional connection, you know, with your customers. Storytelling helps you because a lot of people want to hear your pain. They want to hear your struggles. How you can't just come out there and, you know, you're telling me now that, okay, you've worked the whole of Ilupeju and all that. That's storytelling. So you can't just come here and just tell me, oh, you arrive at this point. I want to hear your struggle, the pain, you know, challenges. How did you get to this point that you are now, you know? So storytelling is very important. It helps people, you know, it connects more. You know, storytelling is, you know, and you know, stories get, you know, to people more than anything. If I tell you an emotional story, it will, and you remember 3 or 5 years time to come, because people connect more to story than facts or data. So when I tell you, I tell you, I give you an emotional and very touching story, it connects more. Probably any of us here sitting here, maybe anyone is going through same. So it connects more. So storytelling is a important, you know, strategy, and you know, people need to, you know, do it more often. You know, entrepreneurs, as business owners, as CEOs, you know, people need to hear your struggle, the pain, the challenges of how you got there. So you can't just, we need to see the behind the scene. You know, we need to see what is happening there, not just creating the cool picture out there, so that it gives people that trust. It also builds the trust too, you know, in the minds of your customers, the loyalty, transparency, or, you know, it gives them that assurance, and it builds the confidence that, wow, oh, I'm with the right brand, I'm with the right, you know, what's it called, brand company. So it is very important, and we should do it as much as whenever there's any
please go.
Whenever there's any improvement, maybe there's any improvement in the brand, you want to, you know, there are times when you have a logo, some people change their logo, maybe 3 years, 2 years, you might need to adjust, you know, or touch up some things. So, you know, and there's a reason for doing that. So you need to also carry people along. Why am I doing this? You know, it builds that loyalty, the trust, and the emotional connection between the brand and the customers. So storytelling is a very good, you know, strategy that every business owner, every company should adopt if you've not been doing that.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Sheung, can you tell us an example of how storytelling has helped your brand, right? If you have, you know, engaged.
Okay,
storytelling.
thank you for that question. I mean, if you look at my LinkedIn, I call myself a storyteller.
Oh, okay.
So and storytelling.
Oh.
Yeah, brand of storytelling. Just as Mrs. Omotayo has mentioned, people buy emotionally and try to justify with logic. Just with logic. Their buying decision is basically emotional. They just try to tell you, oh, it's of X, Y, there is a lie. Who buy emotionally? You would see people that are buying iPhones and they say, oh, because of the features. No, no, no. It's because of the branding and because of the fact that they feel that it's a premium product. And that's why it exudes class, elegance, and all those things. That is why they are buying. But they are trying to justify with logic and say, okay, it has this feature, it has X, Y, Z. No. So storytelling is a very, very powerful tool for you. As much as you start on social media, you want to be creating content. One of the keys for you to build trust is through storytelling. When I started working on my personal brand, I started telling stories. In fact, I told this story to the extent that somebody met me in church and was saying, is this story true? Is this really you? Did this happen to you? Like, she was so touched that she had to come and pull me and meet me and have a conversation with me. And since then, we have been close. That's how stories touch people because, number one, stories are relatable and stories are shareable. That means that if I tell you about the story of how I got my first job, everybody can relate to getting their first job. Everybody can relate to the fact that they did NYSC. So what you need to do is that when you're trying to build your story, just talk about something that has to do with something that's happened to somebody here. Everybody has looked for a job here at one point in time. Everyone here has done NYSC at one point in time. Talk about NYSC, talk about job. Everyone probably has lost a loved one or probably has gotten married. So talk about something relatable, right? Yeah. It doesn't have to relate to your product. But the beautiful thing is if you can write stories very well, you can relate it to your product. One thing that has helped me is the fact that I'm able to write stories and I'm able to relate it to a product and make people to buy. Yeah. I remember telling somebody about my first job. I work for a fintech, and the fintech is a savings company. So I told the story. I said, when I started working in customer experience, I was earning 60,000 naira, and I was saving 20,000 out of that 60,000 naira. Well, due to my circumstance, it was easy for me anyway, but it might not be for everybody. And I saved 20,000 for like 360,000. Had some additional money that I added because save that this is what important. You can meet some future goals. My future goals was I would buy a car, which I did by saving. When many people saw that content, they were like, oh my God, so I can save and buy a car. Buy a car. Do you understand? Yeah. Like, I can save, but I'm selling a You're able to use your a product. Storytelling Apple, it creates that trust. On a normal day, if you just run an ad and just say, come and download the app, 10% per annum, I feel like people have come again. All of you want to collect my money. But if I now share it free, and now talk about what I just said now, people will be like, oh my God, this is really true. I can relate to it. You will get more people to download your app. You get more people to buy into your product than when you ordinarily just push a content. So if you have a social media account or you run a business, or advise you to do is as much as possible, share more stories. You can do, if 80% of your content should be about your story, then 20% sell your products and your service. People are buying emotionally. They don't buy because your product is the best in the market. It's
Yeah.
because they can relate to you. They
To
just
the
like
story.
you. That's
Yeah.
why, yeah, type of personality. That's why they are buying from you. It's not about how best your product is. You might make it the best pure water or well, maybe like bottled water, but people just want to relate to the person that is selling. They just want to know that, oh, Aisha is the one selling this product.
Yeah.
I'm buying into Aisha because of
what she's selling. Right. Thank you so much. And I want to ask you another question. Now, we're in the age of digital transformation. I mean, everything is going digital now. So what role does traditional advertising play in creating a lasting brand impression?
Okay. I think I'll just take it from the strategy part.
Okay.
There's traditional. Traditional will never go away for
Yeah.
now. And there will always be the advent of the online market, traditional marketing. So, but where I feel like the magic works is when you're able to blend them perfectly, the two together, both offline and online.
Yeah.
Remember that there are some subset of your segment of customers that are not online, that are offline. For example, if you're selling some certain B2B products, you might not find them online. You probably find them maybe people that travel, they are passing along the airports. So you want to do a billboard on Mobolaji Bank or Tony facing the airports, right? Or you want to do a mag, they have all these kind of magazines, you see that in the airport, you put your products, your flyers there, stuff like that. They really work because this is where you find frequent travelers. They most likely have or are earning above 200,000. And airline ticket is about 100K and above now. So that means that you must be earning some set of money to enter the airline. So if I'm selling some certain products, I want to reach you at those places because I know that you might not have time to even be on Instagram. You will not have time to be on Facebook. You will not have time to be on Twitter. Even LinkedIn, you will not have time to be on LinkedIn. So where will I meet you? I will definitely meet you maybe when you are mobile. That means that you are driving your car. That means that I'm going to use the radio to target you because you're going to be commuting from your office to home or home to office. So I'll do an advert at 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. or I'll do an advert at 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. or maybe during peak period, during your break time that I know that you're going on break, or maybe when you're commuting during the bus. So those offline places, you're able to target people. I remember that you have to do it continuously. So you see a lot of brands, even though they've made their money, you see the Johnny Walker. If you go to, you see them.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not making money, but there's a reason why they painted the whole tunnel.
Yes.
I mean, they must have spent like maybe millions to have that place branded because it's government that owns that site.
Yeah.
So that means that it's in a way, so what I'll say is that it's reinforcement. You do your online advertising, fantastic, wonderful, do it. But you have to reinforce it. That means you have to catch people when they are busy doing other things as well. So you are walking on the road, you are seeing the billboard, you are seeing the flyer, you are like, when people were saying that Kuda is inside my fridge. Do you understand? That's what you want to be doing. You want to be everywhere. I want to be inside your dreams.
Right.
That when you wake up, you see my products. When you sleep, you see my products. So a healthy blend of both of them will help you. But as an SME or a small business owner, you might not be able to do as much as a billboard and stuff like that, but you can do very, very little things. I mean, for the company that I work for, business that I work for, we've done very simple things, right? You could just make t-shirts, branded t-shirts, create a couple of flyers. They won't cost you much within your vicinity. Do people know what? In fact, I mean, the day we did like an offline engagement on our where we are in Ogba was the day some people knew that this is the kind of business that we do. Because they never knew, and they came in and said, oh, so this is what you guys are doing. I didn't know that this is what you guys are doing. But we're doing most of our ad online. Like I said, some people, you cannot meet them online. The truth of the matter is that the set of people that you probably meet online will probably be the Gen Zs, the millennials. So, but there are some people that have this money.
Yeah.
They are not online, no. My brother, they are offline. You have to use your offline strategies to get them, especially when you're selling a B2B products. You have to meet them offline. So you need to have a healthy blend. Look for strategy. Sit down and think of a strategy that will work for you. Look at what he was saying, like in terms of packaging. Do you understand? Think about the strategy that you can use for your business. It's not enough to have an online business and go online or have an offline. Think about how maybe you want to do an ad in front of your shop. You want to, maybe somebody is standing with a bottle of something crazy, like something that would drive traffic on the place where you have your shop.
Yeah.
Or do some kind of strategy online. So it's not enough to social media, do everything. Remember that you are competing against people's visibility. They have maybe 5-6 seconds to look at your content. I beg, I don't get time. I don't want to see all this. So you have to look for a strategy that will drive traffic. You want to increase followers on your social media page because you need the visibility. You cannot run a normal ad. You probably want to do a giveaway so that it can draw followers and then share content to them. So you have to think strategy and then have a healthy blend of your offline marketing and your online marketing.
Okay, so I want Ms. Omotayo and Mr. Bayode to give 1 minute each follow-up answer to that question. But before they do that, I just want to share an experience that I had. Now, this movie, She Must Be Obeyed, right? I've not seen it, but I have it. And because I'm seeing it everywhere, billboards everywhere in Oshodi, the thing is big like this. Everywhere, I'm just seeing She Must Be Obeyed. You know, everywhere. But I've not, I went ahead to download it, although I've not seen it because I've not had the time. But that's kind of what you're talking about, right? Just put it in people's faces that in the dreams, they are dream. I mean, well, that's, I was dreaming about it. Yeah, it does. So, Mr. Matsayo.
Okay, so the traditional and the, what's the question again? The online.
Yeah.
So it's just a way of complementing each other. Yes. So the traditional way of marketing still creates a lasting impression because it complements the digital effort. So this, in turns reinforces the brand, messaging through media, TV, radio, and the billboards, you have, because there are people, like you said, that they are not online, they are offline. So it's just a way of balancing, the two, because there are people there that they are not, they don't have any business online. So you have to, balance the two, because traditional way of marketing creates lasting impression. So it's just a way of marrying the two and complementing the digital effort. So it's still, it can't fade away. It will be there from time to time.
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Bayede. Just
thank you. So I'm, to be very honest, I think Sean has killed it.
Yeah.
I think he was very specific to a lot of the conversations, but I was going to add that what branding really is, it's not even your ability to, to do all sorts. The main goal is, as you said, rent a space in the head of your target audience.
Yeah.
Rent it inside their brain. Rent a space. Like you said, I have an Android and I have an iPhone. When I want to enter into some rooms, I put sometimes my camera is like this, so that you see that I'm not coming broke. And it's just because you want to rent a space in people's heads, pretty much, right? And please, let me beg you, if you can, don't do it alone. See, one thing that the elites, so I have a series online that I do. It's called Letter to the Underdogs. I have a knack to just talk to underdogs, where if they're anywhere, maybe I'm not for you if you are the elite. I'm sorry, I can't relate, right? But please, one thing that the elites, what I learned from the elites is that they don't do anything by themselves. They don't try to use their brain for anything. Trust me. The best thing you can do is to seek consults. Seek consult. It's not all sides. It doesn't. All sides doesn't fit for all of markets and brands. Whatever you are building, seek consults. Thank God, the Eridan Space now has given us the opportunity to close elites and underdogs by a program like this, and that's why conferences like this are very important. Now you have known Seun. What he said now, you will know that there's a rich source of resource from where he's. It's an opportunity for you to connect with him and say, hi, I want to start off with this business. What do you think? He can give you an execution roadmap. And the execution roadmap can guide you on which is better, social media or traditional. Don't go and start social media when you need to be traditional. First, be informed. Make sure that the decision you are making is informed. Number one, you don't have time.
Yes.
Time is not really on your side. So you want to make an informed decision on what you want to build. And people like him can, and the speakers on this panel can, at least an execution roadmap. That one, I don't think they might charge you. They might want to give it for that for free, and it can help us make informed decisions on which, social media strategies are better. And again, it is not about trending.
Yeah.
It is about most times, silent businesses are the stronger businesses.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Some of us want to choose between Louis Vuitton and Balenciaga. Guess what? It's the same brand that is producing both. Some people will say, I like DSTV, I don't like GoTV. Well, sorry, MultiChoice produces both. Right? They only create options to you. They give you the power of your choice. They give you the power to choose. And they say, choose, you have your power to choose. Like all these our politicians. Don't let me just get angry. They give us the power to choose. Your voters, your PVC is your power, it's your strength. Choose wisely. But guess what? They create the options.
Yeah.
So they give you between 3 fools, then your power for choice will only make you choose one fool. Right?
Yeah.
So when you want to build a brand as well, you can try to be as silent as possible. Identify businesses that are fading off, like typewriters.
Yeah.
And bring in computers silently. Superimpose a superior brand over what is already expiring.
Absolutely.
Some things are already fading out right now.
Yeah.
The people who are going to be relevant in the future are those who can identify expired brands or brands that are expiring and superimpose a superior one over it and sell. And trust me, you will be leveraging on the existing market and sell just the same way they sold, but are selling a different and a superior brand.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Bayade, Mrs. Omotayo, and Mr. Sheon. So before I release them, if do we have anyone that want to ask any of them questions? If we have some questions that want to ask them. Questions. Okay, I have a question. I'm going to take just 2 questions. Is there another question? Okay, please, can you? No, let me.
Good afternoon. Thank you. My name is Kenny, and I'm directing my question to you, sir. Mr. Shem, yes, sir. So you talked about advert, and yesterday someone asked me this question, but I was not able to give the right answer to the question. The question was, will you buy or patronize an Instagram account that doesn't have much followers, but it's a legit business? Now, knowing fully well that they are selling followers, and as a branding, you want to brand the business, and the person also wants to buy followers, considering to grow the account to be in that category. But mind you that by buying the followers might not be interested in what they said. So is it advisable to buy followers to start the business, or is to grow it organically and start promoting using advert? That was the question.
Okay, great question. The problem or the challenge I have with people is that numbers equal success. It's not true. Numbers does not equal success. 133 followers does not mean that you are the best at what you do. It doesn't mean people do all kinds of content on social media to drive traffic to their page to grow followers. You don't get what I'm trying to say. A comedian would do skit and do all these kind of things, and he has driven all kinds of people to his followership. That means that as a company, you don't have to be thinking, like, will this niche work for me? But you cannot get niche. You don't get niche. That's just the truth. That means that if you pay that comedian money, pay 5 million naira, you will not convert. You don't get what I'm trying to say. You will not convert because you don't understand the niche of that person. The person has grown their followers. So the same way you buy followers, right? If you buy followers, you buy 100K followers. Yes, when people land on it, they'll say, they'll think, okay, this business has arrived, blah, 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 this and that. But I think I need people to understand what marketing is all about, right? And what social media is all about. if I work in the marketing space and I work with companies, I work with people and organizations who are all about the numbers. They want to get 10K followers in 1 month. And I'm sitting there, I'm saying, I'm not going to work for you if you're going to tell me you want to get. See, if you want to buy followers, I can buy it for you. I know where to buy it. I have friends that sell followers. If you want American followers, but you get it. If you want American, if you want 100K followers now, just bring your money, I can get it for you. But that's not the game. Nobody wants to play long-term game. They just want short-term games. So what I would advise you to do is, if the person is not in a hurry, that's just the truth. But a lot of us are in a hurry. We want 100K followers. Build from scratch. You will have an engaging community. You will have an organic engagement. See, the truth is, when you have a content strategy and you are growing your followers organically, there is no how. Your content is very good. One day, that content will go viral. You don't get what I'm trying to say. That content will go viral. Do a very fantastic content. There is no how you chunk content. I mean, I was looking at this lady online, Naija Brand Chick. She's very popular on Instagram. She says in a week, she doesn't do less than 100 contents when she started. You want to be doing 5 contents, and somebody that has 500K followers is doing like 30 contents per day. You are doing only one and you're just starting. You cannot grow like that. You continue doing contents and continue building the contents and building on top. So what you can do is work on strategies like I talked about here. Look for strategies to grow the account, to boost the followers so that they are organic. Don't buy. There are strategies that you can think about that if you sit down with your team, you'll be able to grow the followers. For instance, you can decide that, okay, say for instance, you want to grow your followers, right? And you are selling, let's say you're selling shoes, for instance. What you can do is that you can tell people that follow our page. If you follow our page, you have opportunity to get 50% discount, 70% discount on the shoes. So refer 3 of your friends to follow us. And when you refer 3 of your friends to follow us, we'll give you a signature shoe or a signature air or signature bag. And you will see that people will respond to that. People that want that kind of product will respond to that. So as they are drawing on board, trying to look for content, convert them, go live. In short, on Instagram alone, there are so many tools that you can use. Collaborate with people. You can partner with people. Look for another account that has more followers than you. Someone that has 5K followers. What I do is that I don't go for high accounts. That's another strategy. I don't go for people with 100K. I know that this one will charge me like 1 million naira or so. So I look for people with 5K followers, 4K followers, 3K. I collaborate with them. Let's go on Instagram Live. They'll be happy. Their followers will follow you, and your followers will follow them. If you have 0 followers, I'm certain that you collect some of those people's followers. So look for those strategies like that. Partner with other people. Go on Instagram Live. Look for offline events. Do like an event like this. Offline events. Gather 10 people, 20 people. Turn them to your followers.
Right.
Tell them to follow you online. Before you know, they become your community members and they help you to grow. So please, I wouldn't advise you to buy followers. I would advise you to look for strategies that will help you to grow followers. But if you must, and if you buy the followers, while the outsiders will see it and say it's big, the truth of the matter is that you'll be having low engagement. So have you gone to big accounts and you see that they have only 5 likes, 1 comment?
Yeah, 100K followers.
Because they have bought followers. That's why you see them 5 comments, 1 comment. In fact, I know one account, I'm following that account, and I keep wondering how they grew with their followers. They have like 50K followers, and there's only 1 like on the post. Maybe it's the social media manager that is liking the post. Do you understand? Yeah. So let's not become that. I can tell you that if 500 people are in this room, this place will be choked up.
Yeah.
And we are barely up to 120 here. Imagine if 500 people are here. That means that if you have 500 followers, that is a lot of people. First sell to your 500 or 100 followers first.
Right.
Before you start talking about 10K, have you sold to your 20 followers? 20 people follow you on Twitter. How many people have bought from you? Sell to those 50, sell to those 100 first. If you can sell to 100 people, there's a possibility that you can sell and convince 200 people. So please, as much as possible, don't buy. But if you must, you are going to give yourself harder work in converting those fake people that you bought, because they are fake. And they'll start dropping. And when Instagram finds out that they are fake followers, they'll block your account. When they block your account, you are finished. You know, you say, I finished, man. You are finished. You can start again from the beginning again to grow the account. So please, Don't do that.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope we get. So please, you have a question? Okay. So this is the last question I'll be taking.
Good afternoon. Okay. Okay. My name is Fadike. My question goes to either Bayode or Shion, and it has to do with personal branding. Of late, I have been exposed to email marketing, and I want to know what kind of role does that play? Because sometimes email marketing can come off as a bug, like a nuisance. Sorry if I pardon the word. But I also know that in terms of personal branding, it probably strikes a better chord. So I don't know if you can just guide, because I'm actually considering it. So I just want to know if you could guide me in line with that in terms of personal branding. So essentially, I'm new in this space. I was a geologist at first, so I'm dumping that. I'm looking into like branding and communications essentially. So I want to start like doing email marketing in terms of services I can provide. And, as I'm growing, I also want to share my learnings with my space. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, I'll share my thoughts and then Bayode can share his thoughts. Okay, so email marketing is fantastic. I'll tell you. One of the first things I did when I got the current job I am on was to ensure that we had email. It's fantastic, right? Remember that they can block your Instagram account, block your Twitter account, remove your TikTok. You've grown your TikTok. You've seen people cry. I saw one video last year. Someone was crying. They blocked the person's TikTok video of 400K followers. Where should go start from? But the only thing you can own is your email list. Your email list, your contact list, and your contact information. That one is you. No bug on Instagram, no cancel. They cancel your account. They block your account. Your contact is your contact, right? So email marketing is fantastic. What you need to do is look for an email marketing platform that there are free ones, MailChimp, Sender. You can do 1,000 free contacts. You can do that, right? It's going to be a very good way for you to know how you can even help to do email marketing for businesses and for organizations. So a lot of, especially B2B, if you're in the B2B, business to business, you will convert more people using email because some of these people don't like to receive calls. Personally, I don't like calls, but I would read your email, maybe later, check your email and read through it. But if you call me, I just be like, I don't have time. I have PTSD from call. Let's just put it that way. I've worked in the call center. I don't like it. I hate it. But emails, I like it. And then if the email is storytelling, we talked about storytelling, there are some emails that I read, I'm like, who knows if I talk about this person, I'm sure some of you know, quite from career-wise.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, you see? Yeah. So use your email as a platform to share your personal stories. If you cannot appear on video like Uncle Bayode, that is appearing your videos, maybe you're not yet comfortable, you're not in that level, you're just in the text level. Use the email to get your customers, to talk about what you do, to share information with them. And I can tell you that you even sell more using email marketing. You have more conversion rates than even using just your social media. Because if you're using just your social media, you need to run ads to get your conversion rates. But your email, you can get conversion. So it's a fantastic thing to do if you want to go into it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So Shion has said technical things. Now, the content that you're pushing to your market must be solid.
Yeah.
The truth is that you have a second opportunity to sell a business to your client, and you have a second opportunity to sell yourself to you are a brand, right? And that might not always have the opportunity to retell your story, right? And perception is what you invest is branding. What the customer receives is perception, right? And so it's either, so depending on how you want to come out. If you want to come out as, guys, I don't really know this thing, but this is what I learned about this thing. Let me just tell you guys this thing. That's different than you all don't know this thing. I'm the guy you need for this thing. You need to know how you want to come out. For me, very young, I started off as 5 tips to living a financially free life. And the person reading, watching my video, I did not even now start with text. Mumumi. I started with video, with my head looking very long, like someone that needs to be financially free. Right? And I was teaching about financial freedom that I had learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Right? And my friends first, they don't want to listen to me because who are you to teach us financial freedom? You still borrow me you borrow 5K from me. Do you understand? And I came out that way to want to drop thought leadership minds or thought processes. And that's on the start brought so much, wrong perception of me. My friends who are meant to receive me first and push me out first saw me as, you are mad, you are too proud. Do you understand? And I had to now go back to the rebrand and start saying, guys, I don't really know this thing, but this is what I learned here and there. And from there, I started building. So you have to have your strategy, how you want to, I said it at the start, is rent a space in their head. See, some words that I will use here are not the nice words. I'm not the nice words. There's some words are very wrong, but you must know how to be manipulative if you want to build a brand. That's why he said that people buy emotions. So if they buy emotions, that means they're manipulating you.
Yeah.
So that's why I said that. Yeah. We say influence. When I say influence, you think influence is a technical word, but that's the thing. People sit down and design blueprints on how they want to pitch a tent in our heads. They've done that successfully. You have to do yours to be relevant and be influential, right? And that means you have to create strategies and not an outburst. It is never about social media, I'm out there, I sell. That's not what it is. At best, you will sell. And when you sell, you will make money, and you will spend the money, and you will lose the money. What you want to build is influence, and you want to position yourself in the position of power, where whenever you come out, we understand what is coming out. Look at Eridan Space, for instance. Let me just give you a strategy. This workshop, I'm sure, is a strategy. You came to learn. Eridan also came to offer a strategy that will probably help them do something. I don't know what it is. Now, if you look at that logo, you will interface with this logo from time to time. It will get to a time when they are done with their strategy. And when you see that logo, all that comes to your head is Eridan Space. So your content, you have to know how you want to come out and what you're going to say while engaging the platforms that he has mentioned. How you want to come out matters. I advise, if you're an underdog, start with coming out like, I don't really know what it is, but this is what I think it is. And from there, you tell your stories. People resonate with underdog stories than the elites because we have more underdogs in Nigeria than we have elites. And because the elites are the 1% of the 1%, we are the one more powerful because we are the 99% that are overlooked, right? And when you can tell your story, because you have all it takes, really. You are equipped, you're built, you have all this, you have super stories. You have super stories. But what you don't have is nobody wants to listen to you. Yeah. So you want to tell your story with platforms that already exist that helps us talk to people beyond physicality and tell that story until the point where they get to give you the opportunity to speak where you are meant to speak. And so you have to build right, navigate your story right, know when your brand is not telling the story you want it to tell, and re-strategize again. Always room to re-strategize.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, you spend money on your brand. You need to spend money. You cannot, you mentioned 15K that you have to see, because I get to wonder why people just feel like, oh, everything has to be handed to you. No, sometimes you have to make sacrifice. I know in terms of building my personal brand, I can tell you I spent millions but I can tell you that the long-term effect is what I'm seeing today. In fact, I got on a project, and that project is not paying me in Naira for the first time in my life. And that's because of the personal brand. In fact, when I got to it was not an interview, it was a chat. The person said this person has years of experience, blah, blah, blah. He's on the project automatic. No story, no blah, blah, blah. It's automatic. That's where you want to position yourself, but you still have to spend that money on building yourself.
Yeah.
One thing, so I do this strategic foresight thing, right? And this was one of the results that came up from the foresight and forecast for the future. Whatever you did and did not do between and 2023 is okay. You can be forgiven and pardoned. But whatever you will do and not do between now and the next 7 years will determine your next 30 years.
Yeah.
So whatever you do now impacts largely on what happens in 30 years. So you have to decide now. Do you want to just survive? Survive means you just want to eat, put food on your table, marry, sleep, wake up, go to work, come back, die, do e-commerce, do all of that, or do you want to succeed? And you want to sit in panels and you want to be a thought leader on LinkedIn and you want to, be speaking globally. Whatever you do and not do in these 7 years impacts what happens in your next 30 years. If you're 20 now, in the next 30 years, you'll be 50. If you're 10 now, you'll be 40. Nobody here is young. 40, you're already, in the next 30 years, you're knocking the exit door of life.
Yeah.
So that means that whatever you're doing now impacts your next 30 years. So do it rightly and choose something that's impactful.
Later.
I would implore each and every one of us to invest in ourselves. The lady, invest in yourself. It's part of personal branding too. Online courses, attend seminars.
Yeah.
Exit. Just build yourself. It goes a long way. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much for coming. We are really excited to have you. Please. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I hope we have learned more than one or two things, right? I wanted to say we have learned one or two things, but I believe I've learned more than one or two things. And okay. And I'm really, really excited for that. Right. Okay, so yeah, so Mr. Bayo, before you go. Okay. All right. So if you have any follow-up questions, you can send it into Eridan Space, the website or their social media. They will get them across to, or you can just look for them on social media, on LinkedIn. No, we're not done. We have one thing to do. Yeah, we just have one last few things to do. Okay, so we just have just 3 people to speak with us for in 2 minutes each. 2 minutes, so we call it pitch time for sponsors, and then we have Lux Links Limited, and then I just want to call Mr. Bayode briefly. Mr. Bayode, okay, just for please let's give him a round of applause for 1 minute, right?
I don't like to talk because I used to talk too much. And they have abused me in school that I used to talk too much, but I like it. So my name is Bayo. So I have BOT company. BOT company is Bayo de Oke Thomas company, right? That's part of the personal brand, I spoke about, and I pulled my weight or my personal brand into my business. And so what we do at the BOT company is we're an ideation company where we help brands strategize and convert their ideas from thought process to reality. 2 ways. It's either we give you an execution roadmap on how you can build your brand, or we handhold you through the process of building your brands. We have several tech companies now that we're supporting, and tomorrow there's a program here tomorrow, and it's powered by the BOT company as well. And that's why I said earlier that the silent companies are the most powerful companies.
Yeah.
a lot of things that you see physically are powered by some people, right? The things you see are actually transient. What is within is what is robust. So if you have a brand or a business that and it might not be you probably have someone that has a brand that needs strategies and ideation models to help build the brand, create strategies for them to reach their target audience and their market, and to also build a long-lasting global brand. The BOT company is your guy, and we're here to help you and lead you through the process. I'm around, and I'm around. I have one of my staff members also around who would get our contacts, and we can talk from there.
Okay, can you give us your social media? And
Yes, the BOT company on Instagram. I'm at Instagram. I love Instagram a lot.
Okay.
Yes, the BOT company on Instagram, and we're thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much. Please let's give him a round of applause. And okay, so I'll be inviting LuxLinks. So we talk. Well, I represent LuxLinks. That's me, LuxLinks. So LuxLinks Limited is a well, okay, how do I talk about it? LuxLinks, we deal with traveling. You want to relocate out of Nigeria, maybe a study route, through tourism and visiting. You want to go and visit, your people in diaspora. I mean, we are your people. And like I was telling somebody yesterday, we have never ever gotten a rejected visa. I mean, everything that we have worked on, everything we've had 100% success rate with LuxLinks. And also we deal with hospitality amenities for your hotels, for your restaurants, all the things that you need for the LuxLinks is your guy. And also we deal with professional trainings for customer support, for management, human resource and all that. So LuxLinks, I mean, of course, go on Instagram and you see LuxLinks there as well. So thank you so much. That's that about LuxLinks. Anyways, so Instagram, LuxLinks Limited, Twitter, LinkedIn, and all that. So finally, we'll be having a closing remark, and then we can just move around, interact with one or two people, introduce yourself, be proud of your brand, right? No matter what you are doing. Like what Dr. Wale said, there's no job that is small. There's no brand. It depends on how you are carrying it. Your courage is the most important thing. So finally, I'm going to be inviting Sharon Andrews for the closing remark as we, call it a day. Thank you so much. I mean, I am Femi again.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for, being patient. Now just give a round of applause for yourself. Celebrate yourselves. You deserve it. You deserve it. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to have you all here today. So, how has it been? How has it been, honestly? Ask your neighbor, maybe you don't want to tell me. How has it been? Hear from them. How has it been? Ask them, let them respond. Fine. Fine. It has been power-packed. It has been an amazing time, honestly. So what are we taking out of here today? Let me hear from 3 people briefly. If you're not, what's the word? If you're not volunteering, I'll bring the mic to you. Volunteers, what are you taking out of this event? Okay, I have somebody. Thank you.
Personally, for my brand, I'm taking brand innovation. I'm going to work on my personal brand. Yeah.
Amazing. That's amazing. You said brand innovation. You work on this personal brand. Somebody else? Somebody else? It's not a good thing that you're in front of me, so I'm sorry. So what are you taking out of here today?
I'm taking that there's always an opportunity to learn. No matter how much you know, you should always keep yourself open to learning.
Thank you so much. So one last person. Let me balance the equation. Yeah, just what you're taking out of here. So we know that we do not just come and sit for hours, for nothing. So let us know what you're taking out of here.
Building your brand well and investing in your brand.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. On behalf of Eridan Space, Eridan Group, I want to say thank you for being here today. Honestly, such an honor that we did not just plan for nothing. You came here to grace this event. And of course, you're taking a lot back home. This event is an investment to each and every one of you. I hope that as you journey, you apply each and everything you've learned here today. You don't just go home and drop them, no. You apply them, right? Am I correct? So I'm seeing CEOs from, say, January. invite me for your opening or whatever you're launching, I will come, right? Thank you so much. We're supposed to have a networking session. I don't know if we can spare us 5 minutes. So you meet upcoming brand, owners. Can we do that? Just meet yourself briefly. Just meet yourself. You can meet just 5 persons. Briefly, let it know what they do, how you can come in, just network briefly for just 5 minutes. Can we do that? Okay, let's do that quickly. Thank you. Thank you. Meet yourself. It's an assignment. Okay, it's an exercise because I will ask you who you met and what you know about them. Okay. Tell them what you do. Boast about it. Brag about it. Mr. Tanu, who are you meeting? Who's meeting you? They are brand owners here. Oh. This is an opportunity. Meet them. Mr. Tanu Atta. I'm waiting to see who you are networking with. Right. Okay. I will ask you what you know about him and his business. So make sure you get content. You have 2 minutes more. 2 minutes more. If you have not met that CEO, go now. You have 2 minutes. Meet the managing director. Okay, okay. Let's wrap it up and return back to our seats. Thank you. Wrap it up and return back to your seats. Thank you. Thank you. You can take their numbers and continue later. All right, thank you. Wrap it up and come back to your seats, please. Okay, thank you. So I'll ask 2 people, the people you met and what you know about them. Different from what you've known 2 minutes ago. Are we good? Okay. Hello, ma. Hello, ma. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please, can we meet you? You tell us the name of the brand you met, what they do, and what you as well do, and how you see yourself partnering in the future. Yes, the brand you met. Yes, thank you. Yes, you can stand up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra Ogbeni. I'm a trainer for Hollywood standard of makeup. So I'm a production makeup artist, but then I just train people to get to that standard of Hollywood makeup. All right. So Mr. Soji is the one I spoke to. He's a farmer and he does soybean farming, right? And then he also has a security facility where they help you set up security doors and anything to just keep you secure, gadgets, everything that concerns security. So definitely when I have my structure, which would be a school, I would have to invite him over to set up the right kind of security structures that I need there, right?
Did we hear that? Did we hear that? Please put your hands together for her. Did we hear her? I mean, this is a partner. Okay, hi sir. Can we meet you? You tell us who you met, what they do, and what you also do, and how you can partner in the future.
My name is Adra Bin. My name is Adra Bin. I met with Rabi before. So I met with Rabi before. He was talking about. Yeah. I didn't get the name of the company. Why? Well, I'll just say what the company is about. So they are into model manga PR, promoting your business. And I think I just started one to, so I think that will help me. Whereas I can just promote my business. I can promote my business. Yeah. I'm a cybersecurity analyst. So for me, that's what I learned. Yeah.
Thank you. Presence here today, we do not take it for granted. And we pray that you get your destinations safely. And what you've learned here today, we are going to maximize them to the fullest. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Can you meet me? Okay, my name is Sharon Andrew. I work with Eridan Space as the Customer Success Associate. Thank you. Yeah.